insert drink, and hit play. Hey guys, what's up? John Daniels here. Thank you for joining. Welcome to BlueRayDismay. I have my two counterparts next to me.
The Right Honorable Javier Ian Marcellus Ignatius II, Esquire.
And I'm Johnny Bruno Diaz, a.k.a. Johnny C., a.k.a. Johnny Walker.
Johnny Walker, Javier. Hey guys.
Hello.
Everyone, thanks so much for joining. Tonight we are going to take you back into the old school Halloween in honor of this year's October season. So we're going to go back to 1978, the original Halloween. The title here on the movie is John Carpenter's Halloween.
The night he came home.
Right, the night he came home. So we got it here, guys, and we're about to hit play in just a moment. Do you guys have any comments before we start up? I mean, there's like,
ready.
there's 8 of these, right? And then there's the Rob Zombie ones. So that's
I'm
what,
not
10?
even sure.
Yeah, I think there's 11 right now.
There's a lot.
There's 11.
And then one just came out recently.
Well,
And I think there's another one coming out soon.
Well, that's the most recent. I think that was number 11, if I'm counting correctly.
I'm not positive.
Right. If you've ever seen the diagram of which movies connect to which sequels, you'd be really surprised, as in half the movies don't have anything to do with anything else.
Right. And the funny thing about this series is that Halloween 1 and 2 were such a success. They went into Halloween 3. But the funny thing is Halloween 3 has nothing to do with Michael Myers. And a lot of people criticized it, asking, hey, where the hell's Michael Myers? Why isn't he here? What's going on? Why are you calling it Halloween? And why do you have the same little, the theme, the little, right? So in the fourth one, I believe they titled it The Return of Michael Myers to make it pretty evident that, hey, guys, we hear you. We understand. We're bringing him back.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you have Rob Zombie's efforts. And then you have the reboot.
Rob Zombie has 2 of them.
Right.
Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of these. Just sprinkled throughout. Maybe like a handful of them. But yeah, I'm not too familiar with the series. More of a Jason guy.
More of a
or
Jason
a
guy.
Freddy guy.
Wrong podcast.
Right, which I believe we'll be getting around to those as well.
Yeah, we'll get to those.
Tackling Nightmare on Elm Street and Friday the 13th at some point.
Funny enough, everyone, as soon as you hear the title Halloween, everyone goes back to John Carpenter. A lot of people, I think, kind of overlooked this guy, Mustafa Akkad. And
Our producer.
Right. He actually acted as the executive producer for 8 of the Halloween films. In fact, John Carpenter approached Mustafa Akkad way back when and asked him to finance this project. He asked him for $300,000. I believe Mustafa said, hey, look, give me, what do you want to do? I think it was within like a 15 to 20 minute explanation. John Carpenter sold Mustafa on the idea and he said, okay, yes, I want to do it. Great. So they both agreed. Well, Mustafa agreed to finance it for $300,000. And then John Carpenter came back, and in order to recruit Donald Pleasance, he needed an additional $20,000, which Mustafa said, hey, look, whatever, just, get it done, because he was already sold on the idea. 20,000 on top of 300 was, I guess, minimal to him at that time. I know this is back in 78, right? 300,000 was big dick shit way back. It's a lot of money now. Imagine back then,
Donald
right?
Pleasance is pretty much the biggest name in this movie,
Right.
especially at the time.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, Donald Pleasance, he has an entire portfolio of accomplishments, of honorable mentions, accolades. He was actually in, for all you old school folks and you, Javier, he was in one of the 1960s Twilight Zones. The Changing of the Guard, where he plays this teacher, this depressed teacher. He's going into retirement, and I think he wants to off himself because he feels that he's been unsuccessful in life in his career. And in the Twilight Zone episode, the kids all come back, the students come back, and they show, no, you've had an impact this way, that way, whatever. So that was a cool episode. I remember that. I've seen that episode. I just didn't realize it was Donald Pleasance at that time.
He has a really extensive credits list, and apparently he's attributed it to, in an interview before he died, he said it's because he never turned down anything.
Wait, what?
That's a good way to do it.
He said he never turned down a role.
Yeah, if you look at his IMDb portfolio or his profile,
credits,
it's like a slew.
I can handle it.
Yeah, literally.
Whatever the role is.
he used to play like very kind of antagonist type roles because of his size and stature and his like I guess his bloodthirsty look. He has these bright blue like captivating eyes, and
he can appear very menacing.
Right, when he wants to, right? And in this one, it was kind of a like complete opposite of what he's normally used to. Now he still has that edgy look, that kind of like freakishly like tormented kind of persona, but he's on the good side now. He's chasing down Michael Myers here in Halloween, and in the remaining ones. I mean, all the way up through 1995.
Yeah, he's a doctor or psychiatrist.
Yeah, Dr. Sam Loomis. I think he's a shrink, right?
He's a psychiatrist. He's been treating Michael Myers at the asylum.
Yeah, the whole time.
Yeah, so he's been in Twilight Zone, Donald Pleasance. He's been in the old school Outer Limits from the 60s, I believe.
Right.
And
everywhere.
Yeah, I believe it said he was in The Great Escape.
Right,
Another
also
classic.
yeah.
Which, along with Steve McQueen and a whole rack of other people. One of those greats. Trying to convince this guy we should go into some of these, but
yeah. So I believe he passed away in 1995. I think he made it up to the 5th Halloween film. I think I have to double check on that. But yeah, he did a number of them, and it was funny. I think in one of the interviews, someone had asked him, Donald, hey, when will you stop? And he said, I'll stop at number 22 or whatever, because it was such a huge thing for him, very successful. Right. But I want to go back to real quick the executive producer, Mustafa Akkad. A lot of people reference him as the godfather of this series. I mean, really, I know everybody. I mean, the first time you hear Halloween or even you think about it, you're always going to go back to John Carpenter. But a lot of people, I think, overlook Mustafa Akkad was actually he was the executive producer, and he financed this. He's really it goes hand in hand. He dovetailed John Carpenter's vision into this great success. And you'll always see Mustafa's name here on the opening credits. It's kind of funny. I just think he's really overlooked. And just to give a little history on this guy, he was a Syrian film producer. Prior to this movie, a couple of years before, he came out with a movie called The Message. And it was pretty controversial at the time. What he was trying to do is he was trying to, I guess, display or give some type of idea about the Muslim culture for a Western audience, or the story of Islam for a Western audience. And of course, it got a lot of, backlash from both sides due to the fact that he was portraying, or he was trying to display the image of their God, which is, some people say, of course, you can never do that. So it got him a lot of negative attention, a lot of bad feedback, and he kind of had to lay low for a little bit. But then, of course, boom, 2 years later, he came out with this instant success. Just looking at the numbers here.
Talking about God? No, you can't do that. Oh, slash up a bunch of teenagers? Yeah, go for it.
Let's do it, right? Go for it. So revenue-wise, I mean, the original budget of $320,000 against a domestic gross of $47 million. Now, this is back in 1978 dollars. So, I mean, just the sheer success and the amount of success, it was phenomenal at that time. And of course, a lot of people would attribute Halloween to, I guess, I don't know, what would you say, Javier? Not the first slasher film, because I think you would say that would go back to Psycho. Is it Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho?
Possibly, yeah. That remains a contender.
Right. Possibly. So, but if it wasn't at least one of the leading slasher films, you can definitely say that it acted as a catalyst at that point in time.
Right. It was translating in that regard. They became more popular after this.
Right.
If there's anything, there's something that's successful, other films will try to ride on its coattails or follow in that vein. Or
all these classic horror movies that came out of that time, it's right around here in the 70s, 80s.
Yeah. So, and then I would just real quick, I want to wrap up the executive producer's kind of whole piece here. So he was actually trying to think. He wasn't assassinated, but he was killed with his daughter in a terrorist attack overseas at the age of 75.
Who?
The executive producer, Mustafa Akkad.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he was killed with his daughter. I think they were attending a wedding or something. and he got killed in the explosion.
Crazy.
Yeah, it literally. And crazier than that, I believe, I got to check this, but I believe his son picked up as either some producer type role in the Rob Zombie films.
Oh.
Kind of keeping on with the legacy and everything.
Yeah.
So that was cool. So that's basically what I wanted to put out there. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and hit play in just a second here. So whoever was following.
Point for those of you playing along at home, 91 minutes, 0 point for Ben-Hur.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ben-Hur's. I still don't know that metric.
Or I thought it was just hers, not Ben-Hur's.
Hers, H-U-R.
Yeah, just hers.
All right. We are now starting this flick, and we'll just cue you along.
How many point hers is it?
Yeah, what's a minute? How many hers is 1 minute?
One her is 224 minutes.
And where did this come from? Your own crazy-ass mind? Or
the
where?
length of Ben-Hur's.
Greatest movie ever made, Ben-Hur. The 58 remake, actually. 224 minutes of epicness starring Charlton Heston. And so all of the movies are compared against that. As I said, this one clocks in at 91 minutes, 0 point for Ben-Hur's.
Funny, Jay. Okay, so here we go in again, and then we got Mustafa's name here. Mustafa Akkad presents. It's so funny. The opening screen, it says that he's presenting it, and
I really like the Halloween theme, though. It's
as
good.
you notice, Donald Pleasance, as the biggest name here, does get top billing.
The first name comes in, yeah.
Then the director's name.
But yeah, I read when they're first making this movie, it was just him about like the babysitter killer or something like that, and then they got in and they're like, no, do more like a seasonal thing or like something like that for like the holidays.
Oh, really? Oh, it worked perfectly.
Yeah, and then they got Halloween, so they went with the Halloween theme to make it more in line with something instead of just some guy killing babysitters.
And then we have Nancy Loomis, who is the real girl, Nancy Loomis, no relation to the fictional character Sam Loomis,
right?
Which kind of threw me off. I had to look that up real quick. I was like, wait a second, what's going on?
Double take here,
right?
Make sure.
Yeah. And of course, Jamie Lee Curtis's debut.
Is this her debut?
Yeah.
Oh wow, okay.
And Jamie Lee Curtis, the only female actor I know with 3 men's names.
Jamie Lee. Oh yeah, what the hell, dude? And if I remember correctly.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, the chromosome XY.
Look, music by John Carpenter. That's cool.
Yeah,
he does the music too.
DDD,
he made this. He makes the music.
Right now.
It's so funny.
He makes all the music
We're zooming
too.
in on Jack Lantern. There's this funky piano thing.
This
going
like
on
classic theme that you hear.
It's
from
the
him.
simplest of tunes.
Yeah.
Right, and it's like forever lasting. Like you can never not know what that tune is.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean. It's instantly spooky.
Very distinctive.
Right.
All right.
Classic Carpenter.
All right. Haddonfield, Illinois. We just got into the opening scene here.
And again, the creepy children singing thing, which would be used again to great effect for the Nightmare on Elm Street with a nursery rhyme.
It's always on Halloween night.
And I want to say this part right here, the first couple minutes here, we're resembling I like to say John Carpenter is inventing the first-person shooter as we're following this. Because he is, he's got not exactly a steady cam, but it is the camera is the viewpoint of the character. You go through a door.
Yeah, it was. I did read something where they did use one of the new like pan camera things that were out at the time.
Yeah, Panaglide or something.
Yeah,
not quite Steadicam, which later became.
And it was this movie and some other movie at the time that was like the first ones to actually use it, and that's where they get this cool first person effect.
Right. Although
that was, I guess, maybe I don't know, people made popular by this, maybe.
Although the first person effect has been used to great effect in many films.
This first scene, I'm gonna time this. Yeah. This is like the fastest quickie in movie history. This guy just rolled up the stairs with his girl.
But like using that,
and I have my stopwatch
for that effect.
Previously, Hitchcock liked to use a lot of lighting shots and whatnot. However, he had to use cranes and cameras on wires and the handheld thing is relative.
But this is like a weird like not weird intro, but it's like
It's an interesting way to start off a film. You start the film off from Michael's perspective, even though you don't quite know it at the time.
Yeah.
I was saying, like, the earliest
Also,
example,
all spoilers ahead talking about the movie.
Yeah, we
so.
were assuming you've already seen this. If you
Yeah,
haven't
yeah,
already seen this,
please.
you should go watch this.
It's
before
only
watching
been
it again,
out
listening to
Yeah.
us.
for 40 damn years.
Yeah.
Please watch this in your lifetime.
Yeah.
Right. So he goes in the door and
It's
he picks
all-
up a weapon.
Yeah.
This is pretty much just a video game.
So he
Then-
picks up his first weapon, that little, big knife in his little hand.
Right.
Yeah, when I was watching it, I thought it was a person, but I guess the height should tell you.
Should give you some indication.
Oh, you
Yeah.
thought it was like a big.
Yeah, but I didn't really think of that. I guess the first time I was watching it.
Anyway. Other notable uses of first-person perspective go way back to 1927, where the film Napoleon, story about the life of Napoleon, directed by Abel Glance, wrapped a camera in gauze and padding and allowed actors to punch it to simulate the effect of Napoleon being attacked as a school kid.
So, like, what happened here? This guy,
Dude, a
he
minute
was
19
there-
seconds. A quickie. I just timed it on the stopwatch. Look, minute 19 seconds.
I was trying to like.
New
I
I
gotta
was
Personal
take.
best.
I gotta take notes from this guy. I
like,
swear to God.
I was like,
What's
did
he
he
doing?
really have to leave, or was he done, or what?
Dude, that
I
was like
what
record
happened?
time. I gotta like figure out what he did.
I was like, is that why she's mad, or is that? I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
He really had to go. He shit himself.
That's, teenagers. Quoting another famous movie. You fight like young men, eager to finish.
So
And here he immediately goes for the mask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
He
they're
kind
kinda-
of becomes it immediately, like he knows what's going
They're
on.
laying his character out in this whole sequence, which so
Yeah.
it's economical that way. We appreciate it.
the funny thing is, I read somewhere that you like develop your personality at the age of 6 or whatever.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Movies.
Booby shot. Ding ding.
So just
So he was already like a psycho killer at that age.
right.
That's when you start to tell if they're
And-
psycho or not.
And then
And now the infamous stab scenes.
right.
Or stab scene.
Right.
So his first kill ever recorded.
And he's like not even
age
looking.
1963.
Right. Age of 6.
Age of 6.
And
It's so funny how, I mean, from scene transition to even developing the mood for the
Right.
scene, it's off the most basic piano tune, but it
Right.
works.
Yeah.
It
Right.
works perfectly for the movie.
Also, I like how that does give you like a complete layout of the house, like in the very beginning of the movie.
right.
So you are familiar with it later on,
Right.
Okay,
And
the
the
parents
reveal-
just rolled up and
And
they
the
caught him.
reveal.
and then you see what's going on
Yeah,
here.
this kid
and
with
it's
a
like,
confused look on
what?
his face. And you see how large the knife is.
Is it
compared to his
because
hand.
is it because she didn't take him trick or treating and
Well,
had a
it's
quickie
like
instead? Is
typical-
that what happened?
Typical Puritan movie fashion. It seems to be a recurring theme through a lot of these films. The teenagers have sex, get killed for it.
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
glad you brought that up, Javier. Actually,
This is they're trying to keep
This
him down.
whole- the
trying
whole
to keep the kids
theme-
down.
the whole theme of this was that people tied. I don't know if this was any like direct insertion by the producer, but there were ties to this type of, I guess, reaction in other parts of the world. If there's a female member of the family and she is hoeing around or whatever, it's considered dishonorable. But you can regain your honor by like killing her.
Right.
And it's interesting that some of the people said, hey, this executive producer from that background, one of these, there were like light ties to the cultural part from, what is the part of to this movie, to that scene where, hey, this is, hey, Michael, he's looking at his sister get busy with a boyfriend. He's crazy and he's just going to kill her ass.
Right. So, here we are in 1978.
Oh yeah.
Donald
Fast forward
Pleasantone
to the
takes
car
her-
scene with now they introduce Dr. Loomis.
Right. Yeah, but might argue make that connection with, say, Mustafa Akkad, but then the other producers and other movie characters who did that in other movies wouldn't have those same links.
But for the same time,
Yeah.
like in the same, like,
Around the same era, wasn't it the same thing with Friday the 13th? Or a similar thing going on?
okay.
And we
Yeah.
have to revisit Nightmare on Elm Street as well, because I believe there's a little bit of that going on as well. Maybe not as much, but I would say that theme wasn't just present in this movie. It's present in other movies. It's from the same era as well. So
Yeah.
while it may be linked to it, I don't think it's the only thing going on.
Right. I think it may have been just something as a simple observation from one of the threads I was reading. Like, hey, by the way, it's interesting that, this is this and that is that.
Right. So here we go. We're setting up this dialogue, and very.
Who's this nurse lady?
She's just a nurse. I didn't catch the actress's name, but we can double check if someone feels like breaking away to go do some research, which we should have done beforehand.
I don't know. She kind of looks familiar.
But she, here we're establishing his character, a lot of what we expect from the character and what's going on in the movie with their dialogue here. He's already, Dr. Loomis here is completely against Michael Myers from the beginning. Unlike in, say, a lot of other movies where no one, I guess some of the more recent ones where the psychiatrist is portrayed as trying to, I don't know, has anyone seen the newest one? Want to discuss that?
Which one? The newest Halloween?
Right.
I haven't.
Yeah,
I haven't.
I saw it. Jamie Lee Curtis is in there, and she's the grandma.
Yeah, I
and
know
she's like
she's
all
in there.
psycho.
Oh, really?
Well, they say she's psycho.
Oh.
I'm just saying the psychiatrist in that has a very different tack than this psychiatrist here. Here, Dr. Loomis immediately recognizes and is, I guess, through his dealings with Michael, trying to treat him as a psychiatrist, has come to the conclusion that he must be destroyed. So he sort of recognizes
just
evil.
not destroyed, but held in.
No,
Okay,
Look,
Michael
was that
just
him
springs
right
on the car.
Yeah.
Right.
And look, that gate was busted out in the front. Like, isn't that like a giant red flag?
That's why he's on the phone. That's why he told her to stay there, but
Oh.
it's a little bit too late.
Oh, gotcha. I see what you're talking about, Johnny. Saying, yeah, the gate was already
Yeah.
open.
Right.
And everybody's all running around outside in the rain.
Yeah.
Well, isn't it just Michael at this point?
No,
there's others.
there's a handful of them out there.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Others floating around. He's very clever this way. He uses circumstances to his advantage.
Looked like he had something in his hand, but I don't know. And look.
So now he just stole the car
Right.
He's
from
like, I'm out.
the poor little nurse.
Right. Lucky to be alive.
Loomis is like, what the fuck?
Right. All right. See, he refers to him
evil.
as, he refers to him straight up as evil. So
Yeah.
Right. He continuously, you'll see
He
throughout
knows.
the movie that Loomis peppers Michael with, I guess he describes him as more of like not being a man,
He's a
pure
monster.
evil monster, stuff
Right.
like that.
You gotta hold it in.
And that
Hold that
kind
thing in a
of,
cage.
right.
Right.
Now we're back to, the scene just went back to Haddonfield, quiet little neighborhood here. But that
Halloween.
description, that plays into the later movies where he's basically, you can tell that he's kind of like indestructible.
Right.
I mean, no matter what you do, how many times you shoot him, how many times you toss him over a
Oh,
cliff,
yeah, yeah.
whatever. I mean,
And I
he will
love-
just never die.
I love that that's specifically established in this movie.
Right.
Like right off the bat.
not
and then
not so much established as they give you that ambiguity, that place to
what are
as
you
a
talking
jumping off
about?
point.
The whole movie. Not,
Yeah, well, but nothing to do with
at
like
the end of the
overt-
movie, that's literally like this. That's like the selling. That's like the
Yeah,
shot,
it's
selling shot of the
part
movie.
sequel hook.
It's like part two coming.
Exactly.
Part
Yeah,
sequel
yeah.
hook and also part just reality. There are lots of stories of people taking multiple gunshot wounds and walking away.
Oh, but I mean, like,
It's not
And-
it's not outside the realm of possibility.
okay, and being stabbed in the neck with the needle, and being stabbed in the chest with a giant knife, and then getting shot a bunch of times, and then she stabbed him in the eye,
Don't forget
With the
falling
hanger.
off the back of the second
and then
floor.
falling off 2 stories. It did look like he kind of landed all right,
actress
though.
Fell off 2 stories and walked
He
around.
landed okay.
She was
Yeah.
hurt, but she managed to
She
do
fell off the half. She fell onto the stairs,
it. Oh.
so that's like
I'm saying
halfway
it's not
up.
entirely outside the realm of possibility.
Wait, what? Where did she fall?
Later on, he's going to push her out the stairs. But I'm saying this, the way they have it here, it's not established as clearly supernatural, except in the eyes of the psychologist.
Yeah, but I mean, I
Later
like
on, it gets drawn and developed into that because they provided a basis here. But
I
at
like
this
it.
point, it's not established that way yet.
Well, they also refer to him as the boogeyman and pure evil, and that's why he doesn't stop. And like
Right.
he's all like fucking creepy about it.
Yeah.
The funny thing is though,
They
we
lay the
don't
groundwork.
know that he's indestructible.
He's established as a monster.
Well, okay, so they
But not a
continuously
supernatural monster.
But
Even
yeah,
though they-
but I mean, like, you could see it in the doctor's eyes.
I think they do pepper it throughout the film, and they continuously reference that, but you don't really know. I guess really until toward the end of the movie. I guess one of the final scenes where
Yeah.
he just disappears from.
So I read that was the actual real abandoned house when they were filming the movie. And the
Dude, we
only
should go
time
check it out.
when they were there, and they used it for filming, and the only time they it looked regular. It was in the opening shot, and that was like the last day of filming when they painted it and fixed it up.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, it was just like
to make it look like how it was in the beginning, the
Right.
very first opening.
And that's how this whole thing kicks off. There you see him.
Yeah, so he drops.
They just introduced him
Her
with
dad's a realtor, and then he's gonna sell the Michael Myers the house,
Right.
or some bullshit like that. And then he's like, "Go drop off the key under the mat." And then like she's like, "Okay," and then he's in there chilling.
He sees her and he's like,
he
"Oh."
sees her and he's like, "That's my target."
Yeah.
He's like, "You're fucking dead.
Like
You
another
come to
Michael,
my fucking house?
So there is no
Try to drop my keys off at my house?"
the only
like another Michael Myers. You will be mine. Oh yes. You will be mine.
the only relation.
And this is like a
that-
weird long shot. A lot of this movie is like a lot of long shots.
Well, this
Well,
really
it's a shot of
works.
his shoulder.
It's
Yeah.
establishing the intensity and
And he's
and direction
literally
of
just
his- of
standing
his
there
Hold
watching.
on. So you're telling me the only relationship or only link between Michael Myers and Laurie Strode is that her old man was gonna sell his house?
And she happened to be walking by when he was
just
there.
saw her right now.
That's
And
the
She
only-
walked up to the doorway and then he saw her.
And that's
and
the
now,
only thing they had. Like that.
Right.
That's it. Like
That's
that
the-
is.
Now
only-
that's the target.
Now
That's
this
how I see
obsession.
the movie.
Yeah. And
How do you
Right.
see it?
So he just set his sights on her for the next 40 years, basically.
Yeah, just by
Well,
happening to
from
see
this
her.
first encounter
Right.
with her.
Dude, she's just trying to sell a house. It wasn't even her.
It
was
wasn't
your
even her. It
man.
was her dad.
Right. She was just
She
dropping
was
the
So
doing
it's
a
her
random
old
little
man's
errand.
fault.
No,
She-
it's just-
and
it's
then the
Fate's fault.
the kid tell her, he's like, "Don't you go to creepy house?" She's like, "Watch."
The kid was right.
Yeah.
Listen to the kid.
Yeah.
Then we're in school. I also like they established this here. She's actually a very intelligent character. They go
Yes.
to the pains to establish that.
So here we go with the school shot. They're all in the classroom, and they actually have notepads instead of iPads. Can
Or
you
laptops.
imagine? Can you imagine?
I'm like, what's
Yeah,
wrong
I
with
was
this
there.
school? None of the kids are on
Yeah,
their
I was
phone.
there. I mean, literally,
I love notebooks.
a pen and paper, like literally.
Yeah.
Is that my stop? It's my stop.
That's
oh.
you. Stop making noise there.
Sorry,
Beep,
guys.
beep, beep.
And here she goes, looking out the
But
window.
yeah, how come she's
What?
not like, "Yo, there's this dude with a weird ass head"?
Yeah, she's extremely calm for seeing
Clearly a mask on. Like,
for seeing whatchamacallit.
Right.
For
Yeah.
seeing Michael just kind of like creeping on her.
and I like how she's like ready to go, even though she's like not paying. Or it seems
This
like
guy-
she's not paying attention.
She's read the material. She's taken notes. She's prepped with the answers.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's such like a little smarty pants. Okay,
Well,
now
yeah, that's what they pick on her about in the whole movie.
Right. And I was wondering why these like other girls friends with her. Then we're like, they're probably all just copying her homework.
oh, that's
yeah.
true.
Well, they're friends. They're neighborhood friends. Babysitter.
That's what friends do.
Yeah.
They're babysitter neighbor friends.
Right. And here's the kids coming out. And I was thinking about this, and then it struck me.
Hmm.
And I was like, wait a second, this is Halloween, right? And so there's a bit too much greenery around, and that's because this thing was filmed in Pasadena,
Yeah, yeah,
not in the springtime, not in the fall.
yeah.
Oh,
They
really?
say because budget cuts, they couldn't do it, and he wanted to do after like effects to put it in there, but they couldn't do that either.
Right. They couldn't afford to.
So there are shots in here where they brought their own leaves and had
Right.
those are the fall leaves that you see around.
Oh, really?
right.
there's
They had,
all
to,
that.
they had to bring them in, and apparently they had to
Yeah.
pick them up and reuse them. between
Yeah, they
shots.
use them over.
Okay, guys, rake them up.
Yeah,
Move
exactly.
it over there. Okay, this kid just landed on his own pumpkin, and they're all laughing at him. And he
Movie
busted the
magic.
pumpkin, and
Yeah.
okay,
And then
now
Boogeyman.
creepy. Yeah, Michael Myers shows up. Now, okay,
And he's just watching.
why does he set his sights on Kiddo? Because he was walking with Laurie
He
Strode.
was,
Right.
yeah, because
He
he
saw
was
them.
watching with her.
Dude, this is what like
So now they're like the targets.
right.
crazies do. They like
Well,
get
yeah.
focused on like one thing, and it's like, okay, let me just focus on you for the rest of my life.
And every time that theme comes in, it's so menacing. There's a little high-ended D, and then the lower chords hit at the same time. And he's got the stolen car from the
Yeah, he
That's
stole that car from Loomis.
right.
You car thief.
Also, then he's tracking him, and he's also picked the best thing to be nondescript in, I guess. Official government car.
Non-descriptive or not really,
know.
except he's wearing that white mask.
Easiest way to
driving
stand
around.
out is wear a freaking
I
white
mean,
mask.
like it looks like a dead man's head just floating around.
yeah.
It's actually William Shatner's face.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah, yeah.
When he was young.
Yeah. Star Trek mask that they got at the store and painted over or something.
Yeah, but really, no one's giving him a second glance. while he's
And
staring
also,
down the
that's
kid.
like the worst way. That's the easiest way to get spotted because you're like in this security car. Well, maybe if you're in a
Yeah.
security car, yeah.
You're driving slowly through a school zone in a security car. I mean, That's kind of
Yeah,
expected.
but he's like from a different like county or something
So we're
like
like
that.
73 miles out of, but it was a state car though.
Oh yeah.
State of Illinois.
Yeah, true.
No, it's Haddonfield's driving. Loomis is driving a BMW.
Right.
If I'm not mistaken, the first BMW dealership in the U.S. opened in 1975.
Really?
Yeah,
Doctor.
but even then, I guess doctors just like BMWs.
I guess. I mean, this was
78. So
that's
yeah.
so funny. Did you hear his line? If you don't, it's your funeral.
Yeah.
I mean, he was gangster just from like the get go.
Right.
He's like, this guy, he's coming.
And he's then he was investigating those.
And then what did he do? Take a break, kill somebody on the way?
Yeah.
He needed one of those, stress relievers,
Yeah.
strangling moments.
A guy flicked him off on the road or something.
He was like, okay,
At a garage again. He probably just stopped for gas and ended up killing the guy.
Phelps garage.
Oh, he needed his clothes. That's what it was.
Yeah. He stole. Look, he's got rid of the mental institution robes there,
Yeah.
and he probably just stole the poor guy's clothes.
Yeah, that's why he has the jumpsuit garage like thing.
And there's the matchbook from his car. Notice he didn't notice the body though. He just saw the
Yeah.
matchbox and just went off. He noticed the
Oh,
body.
right.
the dude's
Yeah. The
jumpsuit.
camera pans over and shows the dead dude.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're back to the school scene. I guess kids are walking through the hallway, and this time it's going to be
they're
Laurie
just
and
high
team.
schoolers.
Yeah. He's ribbing her about her books. And again, it's just kind of establishing things,
Totally.
establishing the characters and the
Oh yeah,
relationship.
that's right. Like totally, they
She
continuously
says
repeat
totally
that
like
word.
20 times.
Like totally,
Take a
Like-
shot every time she says totally.
Like it's like
Oh,
you know,
God.
like totally,
totally.
yeah.
All right, now here's the funny part. Is this where they're walking through the neighborhood and they see creepy Michael Myers just kind of like staring, and but
I
the
think
girls
she
aren't
sees him.
afraid? No, I think even one of her friends.
Yeah, her friend yells at him.
Yeah, her friend is. They're totally,
Totally never showed.
Never showed.
and that's walking in the street.
Oh, yeah.
In the 70s, you could
I'll
smoke
take
as
a
high
sip
schooler.
every time she says totally.
It'd be comatose.
Dude, we want you to walk after this movie, Johnny.
Oh, crap.
She just said it. Totally.
Totally, yeah. They're just
Jerko.
jerk. Was that a word?
Back then.
Hey there. Expository dialogue.
To bang.
And again, she's talking about her chemistry book. It's good, establishing. It's like the
I love that
establish-
part. She's like, I forget all my books all the time.
Yeah, they're
What's the matter?
establishing. You've got the smart one, the slutty one, and the dumb one.
True.
Yeah.
It's like a standard setup, you know.
I guess.
Now we got Michael Myers rolling through, which
Just
is
fucking
mask.
creeping through. And she's
Like-
like, that's the guy.
If you, she's like, that guy's cute. If
Well,
you,
The fucking creep of me. It's
if
like,
you saw this
the
asshole,
most obvious creep
dri-
fucking mask on.
if you saw this
It's
asshole
like-
driving
I
around like
love, I love how he stops too.
And she yells at him, and
Yeah.
then they're like, "Whoops!"
So she's like yelling at him for going too fast because he's like rolling through so slow, right?
Right.
It's a joke, not really, but it's a funny.
He's like,
tense
you say something?
moment.
All
then
right.
he just drives away.
Trouble, yeah. Is that
Whatever. It's all
foreshadowing?
Jamie Lee Curtis's fault. She went to the doorstep.
Dude, it's not her fault. It's the dad's fault.
No,
He's
yeah,
selling
it's
the
the dad's
house.
fault.
That's the point. Is no one's fault.
And-
It just happened because it's Michael Myers is crazy and nutty.
Yeah.
He's totally insane. So he just happened to wander by. So
It's Jamie Lee
on
Curtis's
his
fault.
radar. No one's fault.
It's always her fault.
Don't blame the victim.
What's her
Johnny.
name? Laurie?
Laurie Strode. Laurie Strode.
Hashtag don't blame the victim.
Hashtag
Hashtag
Blame
don't
Laurie.
blame the victim.
hashtag blame Laurie.
Laurie Strode.
Hashtag blame Laurie Strode.
And then they're
So okay, they're wearing, what would you call these, bell bottoms? Is that what the?
She's
Slayer.
got big old clonkers on too.
Is that what that is? Bell bottoms?
yeah.
That was a '70s thing,
Look
right?
at her! Look at
Yeah.
her high heels. Yeah, they're
70s,
stacked.
and
Well,
then-
high heels are still being worn today, but bell bottoms, I don't think.
No, I mean like
Well,
her
they were
her
briefly
soles
popular
are
again
like
in
super tall.
early mid 2000s.
Okay,
A lot
so
of pants had a flair to them.
bell bottoms.
Yeah.
Look at those things.
Actually, within the 60s too. I don't remember.
God only
It's
knows.
just late 70s.
Right.
Yeah, and then what was the '80s? Skinny jeans,
Yeah. Which
Yeah.
then rolled it back.
And
rolled
the
back
90s
around
are
again.
loose.
and
And
then
then
what?
2000s are everywhere.
No, the 2000s were the flares came back,
Oh.
and then they got skinny again.
Oh.
That's just the way fashion goes. These pant lines go in
In and
lines go
out.
out.
Cyclical.
Waistlines rise, waistlines lower.
Okay, now
Dude's clearly in the broad daylight. Just
Michael Myers is just sitting there like
Right.
a psycho.
just psychoing out. In
Yeah,
the middle
he's
of the
just
day.
staring at them. I mean, I'm surprised
It's
she didn't
pretty
go
creepy.
running like the opposite direction.
You
I
should've.
mean, I would.
And
I'm
she's
not
like,
even a
screw
girl.
this guy. I
I'm like,
guess
"Ooh."
she's like, oh, my dad's a fucking police officer, dad,
Right.
whatever, cop. So she's like, I don't care.
Hey,
And she
creep.
goes- He is pretty quick about teleporting around, though. I'd let you know how he does
He's
that.
kind
He's a
of
force.
He's just walking around.
He's both physical and metaphysical.
No, he's evil,
He's
You-
pure evil.
but he's in the shell.
Guess so. A human shell
Yeah,
For now.
on human form.
wants to talk to you.
Like I said, they're like brave girls. They're here like approaching this guy, this psycho who's wearing like a dead man's head.
And she's
Well-
seen him like 3 times already now.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like a red flag. She's like,
Yeah.
Right.
But she's a smart one.
Men behind bushes. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Also, 78 was a different time when people weren't as afraid of.
Yeah, that wasn't that crazy.
What, Michael Myers was trustworthy back then?
No, it's just people weren't as afraid of crime back then, even though the crime rates were actually
Yeah,
kinda higher than
especially in
now.
this little shanty town.
Oh, really?
Haddonfield.
Suburbia. Yeah, suburbia is a nice peaceful place.
Dude,
The officer. What are you doing with that thing? Oh,
Why are
me
you
move it.
beeping, sir?
the cop is really creepy for some reason.
hold on.
Yeah, he's kind of.
He's just like really close to her and like smirking at her, and it's like, what the heck is
He's like, hey,
going on with these guys?
hey, Laurie.
It's a bit weird, yeah.
Oh, he has a pipe.
Different. I know, yeah, a lot of people smoking this. That's a nice thing. You go back to the, or not a nice thing, but a notable thing. You go back to the 70s and you see everyone's smoking all the time in this 50s, 60s, 70s. Just it was permissible, accepted back then. Nowadays it's really difficult to get people to smoke cigarettes in films. They have to put a disclaimer on. It's like no tobacco company paid for any of this to show anyone smoking.
Yeah, it's so. I mean, like, get over it, people. It's just somebody smoking. Are you that
Mhm.
impressionable? You can't take care of yourself.
Apparently, that's how everyone thinks.
I mean, well, at that rate,
It is another
the
question.
violence should be even more censored than it is, or something like. You got people blowing people up all the time.
No, that's acceptable. That's fine.
I know, but people smoking, it's
Nope.
like,
Yeah, you can't
what? You kidding me?
Anyway,
Wait, who's smoking? Fill me in.
one of the teenagers was smoking, which was a lot more acceptable back then for a teenager to be seen smoking, as opposed to now where everyone's anti-smoking this, blah blah blah. And
Dude, you got to
It-
switch to the vape. It's healthier.
Is that Raggedy
Vape
Andy?
pen.
they recently
Or
didn't
Raggedy
they
Ann.
recently
Raggedy Ann.
up the smoking age like to 21 now.
Dude's clearly
Really?
creeping the fuck out of her.
Dude, that guy
I
is
think
like
I saw him walk
chilling.
away.
Okay, so Michael Myers just appeared in her backyard, and she's like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah. And the phone rings, and hilarity ensues.
So we saw her dad. Did we ever see her mom?
No, I don't think we do.
Huh.
Let's keep an eye out. It's like the Disney syndrome. There's always at least one parent missing.
Yeah. The dad started this whole Halloween franchise.
Because it's his fault,
Can't do his own job. Drop his own keys. Can't drop the keys off his own realtor job.
dude. It's her. Well, yeah, I guess it is his fault
No,
because
Yeah,
she doesn't even work for the realty
Yeah,
company.
getting his daughter to do it for him.
Yeah.
she's just helping out. I mean, why does everyone want to blame Laurie for this? Just for existing?
No, I'm blaming the dad.
Dude, it's her fault. It's always her fault.
No, I think Michael Myers is just this force that she just happens to.
So
He's
Laurie
present. The
Strode.
Is
world
busy.
just fell in line.
Laurie
like-
Strode, just real quick, guys. Let's see what else she was in. Jamie Lee Curtis. She was obviously in True Lies.
Oh yeah, best part.
She was in Freaky Friday with Lindsay
Oh,
Lohan. Yeah.
Lionel.
All right.
She was in The Drew Carey Show and NCIS.
Drew
and-
Carey show?
Yeah, like for an episode or something.
Oh,
yeah,
oh.
and then she was also, of course, in all the other. Well, not all, but
Many of the Halloween.
many of the other Halloween.
Oh yeah. She
Films.
came in a bunch. Yeah, in and out.
I don't think the third one, because the third one had nothing to do with anything. I mean, the third one was odd. Let me just go back. The third one is badass. It's cool. A lot of people hated on it because it had nothing to do with Michael Myers.
Right.
The only connection is between any of these people in the third one is she's uncredited as a phone operator talking to somebody in that movie or something like that. And that's Jamie Lee Curtis.
That's her. That's her on the phone.
Right. Yeah.
But they don't.
But not credited in the credits, I guess.
Yeah.
So she just appears.
Yeah, but she's in there.
Cameo role.
Mm.
So that's somehow weird universe. Yeah. She's in there. Somehow
the Halloween multiverse.
Yeah. Somehow tied to it.
It's funny. Cool. You can like compare how Halloween 3 branched out into its own thing to how Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift branched out to its own thing.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Another fun fact is because the budget was so low, all the actors wore their own clothes or got their own clothes, and she went to JCPenney and just bought a bunch
She went
of
to
stuff.
JCPenney?
Yeah.
Dude, I go there today.
Right.
And
They
she
still
just bought like clothes and
Yeah, they're still around.
And these are the outfits of the actors. They're just wearing their own clothes that they
So
have.
this is like real clothes.
Yeah.
Right. Just
Authentic.
yeah.
Authentic crappy gear. Yes,
Yeah.
I see that.
It's a nice little snapshot of the 70s for you.
Yeah, dude.
Give it the BMW.
Glad I missed it.
It's definitely those dudes' jeans.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
we got the what is this guy? The funeral caretaker guy.
The grave digger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy's older than dirt, but somehow he manages to find the empty grave of what is it? The mom?
No, it's his sister.
The sister. This is yes,
Right.
right.
Hannah Myers, right?
Yeah.
And then
His sister's grave site. Yeah.
Right. So he takes a gravestone, and then later on he puts it above the girlfriend's bed
Yeah. After he
Yeah.
kills her,
Like,
his first
in some
like
freakishly.
girl kill, I guess. Yeah.
Was that the
So that's like his weird Halloween sacrifice that he does.
It's like, I will sacrifice you.
He has to kill a girl on Halloween
apparently, yeah.
in honor of killing his sister.
Secret
On
theory,
Halloween.
they're all secretly witches.
Oh, he's the only one that knows? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's what they're
That's
what's about.
conspiracy.
Dude, what's that silly ass movie with Nev Campbell?
What, the
The
craft?
Craft.
Yeah, it's the craft.
That's a good
man.
movie.
It's the craft.
I like that movie.
It's the 70s craft.
What about Practical Magic with Nicole Kidman and
Who?
Sandra Bullock?
No, I don't know. I've never even heard of that. Thank
Oh.
God.
I just remember they were hot back then, so that's why I watched.
Dude, never even heard of that.
Nicole Kidman looking good.
Yeah.
Practical Magic.
Wasn't she good? Wasn't she in
Open
Eyes Wide
Joint.
Shut with Tom
Yeah.
Cruise?
Yeah.
Stanley Kubrick?
They were married for a while.
Yeah.
They were married until she
Look,
like
they're
outed him out as like, you know what?
She's like, they're all smoking a joint, like ready to go.
Dude.
On the way to it's a babysit.
Drugs are bad.
And this dude's like following them hardcore.
Yeah.
They're too high to notice.
It's the 70s.
Is that Michael
man.
Myers following them?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's right behind him.
Dude, that creepo.
Right. And again, he's so much more mundane in this. Because I don't see if you see him driving around following people in a car.
He's just like
in other movies.
yeah, he's
In other movies, he just kind of pops up and scares you. But here,
he's a
being-
psycho creeper. Just
Here,
like
just a very
following
mundane,
people around until he kills them.
very evil and psychotic, but also very mundane. Kind of grounded in the real world. You know what I mean?
I mean, he's able to do
Except
stuff.
for like the end where it shows him taking all
Yeah.
these hits and getting up. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Just a little bit of trivia. The song playing
And what
in
the
car
doctor
radio
says about him
was
later.
"Don't Fear the Reaper" by Blue Oyster Cult.
Don't
yeah.
fear the Reaper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blue.
Dude, where's the doors at? Isn't that like 70s?
That's what they're
No,
smoking
Jim
to.
Morrison died in like 71 or something.
Oh, doors was 60s?
Yep,
Yeah.
What?
straight up.
Okay, Led Zeppelin.
Yeah,
70s.
that's correct.
All right, where's Led Zeppelin?
Well, they went with Blue Oyster Cult, probably because they could afford it.
Mm.
And her dad's a cop, and they're just smoking.
Yeah,
It was kind of funny. You know, she plays it really cool. I mean, she has like a perfectly smooth dialogue with her old man after smoking those drugs.
right. Drugs are
Rope
bad,
and
kids.
knives. That's what he stole.
Rope and knives.
Much
It's
like
got to
the
be some kids.
Much like the Joker. Nothing is pocket but knives and lint.
Oh, yes, in The Dark Knight.
Anyway, so just just gives you the idea how small of a town this is. Like the sheriff just lives there and his
It's
local
literally like a
kids are-
shanty town.
Not a shanty, a suburban small town, man.
Dude, what's the
Yeah,
difference?
it's just like a.
What do you get in the shanty town? There's no indication
What's
of any
a
kind of
shanty town,
poverty
yeah.
or like just homelessness here at all.
Oh, I thought they were one and the same.
Look, there he is, right back there.
Where? Oh, I didn't see him. Yeah, Michael Myers is creeping up on Loomis and the sheriff.
He's wearing the mask the whole time.
Yeah, like no one notices him.
If only he'd just turn around. He'd be like, "Holy shit,
Loomis, turn around!"
Look, as he's following him still.
Yep. Yeah, he missed his chance. Okay, now we're back to the scene where they continue to smoke their drugs.
Light it back up.
By the way, kids, drugs are bad.
Yeah, don't do drugs.
They continue to smoke their drugs in the car.
And then, but yeah, he mentions, I don't know if we'll hear the particular piece of dialogue where the sheriff talks about it. It's like, this is just like, rows of people, it's just a nice little suburban, quiet neighborhood. Small town, USA.
Regular old Halloween town.
All right. So, they're now awkwardly driving.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, she's talking about trying to get her a date. Which, again, kind of plays into the morality thing. Because the other two, like, have boyfriends are interested in sex, and she apparently isn't.
Because she's nerdy.
She's nerdy.
She's like a dorko.
And then she kind of admits to liking someone, and then she picks up on that immediately.
Right, and then later on, she sets her up with like a blind date or whatever.
She was talking about going to the dance or something like that. She's like, "Oh, you are interested in stuff like that."
Right, but again, reinforcing this kind of morality that good girls are interested in boys, and then the ones that are tend to get murdered.
All right, we got the scene.
Subtext going on.
Oh yeah,
Michael Myers is still following the drug-smoking girls. By the way, kids, drugs are bad.
It is subtext. Damn that.
Are they though? Penicillin's a real killer.
He's like right behind them. He's not even trying.
He's not even trying to be discreet or anything like that.
Crazy mask on.
He's like, yeah, let me just roll up to them with this mask.
And like, where are they driving to? I mean, well, it was sunset.
They were going.
It literally was sunset in the last shot. So yeah.
Right, and plus it's for seasonally, it gets dark pretty early.
Yeah.
So it's really not much past 5 o'clock here, I would imagine. Just because it's...
it's like 6 probably.
5 or 6. Well...
All right, guys, 5 or 6. That means it's revenue time. Revenue time. Let's get into it. So revenue, 1978 revenues for this Halloween movie. I think I mentioned it earlier, $320,000. It would domestic gross $47 million. Now that's
production costs $378.
Yeah, $1978. Halloween 2, which came out in 1981, budget of $2.5 million, domestic gross $25 million. So it wasn't as successful, not nearly as successful as the first one, but it still did very, very well for the amount of money they put into the budget of $2.5 million.
Right.
Halloween 3.
Pretty good multiplier there, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, sorry, hold on. It is Halloween day and night, so I guess he could get around with wearing the mask all the time.
That's right. Yeah, it's actually Halloween. He's like some psycho, some sick kid who's just,
it's just a freaking Halloween.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a guy in a mask. Yeah,
makes way more sense. All right, yeah, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
Here you guys go. Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. Season of the Witch with a budget of $2.5 million. Domestic gross $14.4 million. So you see that the domestic number starts to just drop. Everyone still loves it. It still makes a lot of money, but it's not as big of a jump when compared to the first one.
Right.
Now let's go to Halloween 4. Everyone was griping about Michael Myers not being in the third one. Halloween 4, 1988, The Return of Michael Myers. Budget of $5 million. Now they're really putting money into this thing. Domestic gross of $17.8 million. Right. So you see that now it's starting to pivot where they are adding more money and getting less of a return. I mean, they're still making millions, right? No doubt, but it's not as substantial. But who cares if you're making $1 million? I mean, who gives a shit, right? You're still gonna pop out whatever you want. Right. And then I'm only gonna go to the 5th one here. Halloween 5. Shit, that was my. So let me close my email thing. Halloween 5.
Unprofessional much?
Sorry. Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers. Budget of $6 million, domestic gross of 11.6. So you can see they're starting. Yeah, they're starting.
The curves start to drop.
Right.
Yeah. Got to bring curves back.
Right.
So here Loomis is.
So this is like this is important dialogue right here. Yeah, listen to this.
Well, what's going on? Fill me in because I missed it. I was talking about the numbers.
So they're investigating the house that he thinks he's coming back to because he came and this is where he murdered his sister. Or she's like, he's coming back to town, which he is because his sister's gravestone is gone. So now they go into the house to investigate with the sheriff. And they found like a dead something.
Wait, whose house is this? Is this his
like
old
a dog
house
or something like that?
Is this his old house?
This is the house where he killed her.
Yeah.
In the very beginning of the movie.
And
like how I was saying, like how they
established,
they did the establishing shot where they showed him going through the house. So now it does
And they're shot kind of.
It looks familiar because they went up the stairs and like
they bothered to establish it earlier.
Yeah. You can see it's the same house. But
yeah, he's reminiscing.
Okay, enter
the gutter
revolver.
Just broke.
The gutter broke, smashed the window.
And
Loomis
smashed
pulls out
the
a
window.
Smith & Wesson.
And he's ready to
Right.
go. I love
Javier,
that.
what model Smith & Wesson is this, do you know?
Not off the top of my head. Plus, it doesn't help you never really get a good look at it, but I would imagine
Gunfo
standard-
break.
one of the standard police issue ones.
Oh. Gunfo break over.
It's just kind of funny that he
Right.
just whips it out.
I know. I love that he's ready to go. He knows what he's dealing with.
Right.
So in the first and second one, he's
Like I said-
infamous. He's infamous for having that revolver and whipping it out and busting, Michael Myers' ass with it. I think in this one he pops off 6 in his ass.
I'm trying to, yeah.
In the fourth one, he upgrades to a semi-automatic, which is still a Smith & Wesson branded firearm. I forget which model exactly.
So this is where he's talking about
Dealing
just
with-
how his deeply psychotic this little kid is, and how he can't
Right.
get to him, and then he realizes that he is just
So in this dialogue with the
he
sheriff,
is just
he just
evil. Yeah,
continues
In this
to
scene right
reference
here,
that.
yeah.
Didn't he say like no man would be able to do this or something like that?
No, human, I guess.
You just realize that this kid is gone, and then it's just evil.
See, he's tracking his location.
No remorse or understanding of what he's doing wrong and
Right.
why. He's just
And
doing
then-
stuff.
They're justifying why not to put an APB on him.
Right.
Which they
Loomis
should
wants to
have.
keep it.
Why- I don't
Loomis
know
wants
why.
to keep it on the down low though.
Yeah,
But he doesn't want false alarms because every other kid's gonna be wearing the same type of mask. He
Or
doesn't
something
want.
similar,
He doesn't
yeah.
want false positives.
well, I don't
You know
think
what
they're
mean?
looking for a mask. They're looking for a person.
Well, you're
Well,
looking for the guy wearing a mask,
Right.
They
And
don't
on
know-
Halloween night.
They don't know he's wearing a mask.
don't they?
No, they're
Uh,
looking
well-
for a person. They're not looking for a masked man. They don't know he's masked. How they don't even know he's out there yet?
Okay. Is this what a couch looked like back in the 70s?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Again, thank
cool.
God I wasn't around then.
and he's like, I gotta have my comic books.
Yeah. It's just before comic books became big money movies.
They're not really famous ones either. They're like whatever.
And so this kid's supposed to be wearing like a spaceman costume.
He's a spaceman, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was just like his regular getup. Didn't you say they wore their everyday clothes?
I'm thinking the kid wore the
It's
cheapo
his Halloween-
JCPenney
it's
special
his Halloween costume, yeah.
And then this woman just
This is Loomis, the real girl. Her real name is Loomis.
Like bad actors. Oh, really?
Yeah.
and the dog. The dog knows.
Nice German Shepherd.
He's ready to go.
Yep. She always complains she complains the dog doesn't like her for some reason.
Now, these phones that they're on, like they couldn't do FaceTime on these,
Lindsay's
right?
the best. She's like, I'm not
Oh,
listening
yeah.
to anything you say ever.
I swear, Lindsay is like one of.
She's
I
a gut
s-
potato kid. That's all.
She's funny as hell.
She's like, whatever, babysitter.
yeah.
She's like, you're just trying to bang around, probably.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah. So, see, she's setting up. She's setting
damn.
him up. Her up. She's setting Laurie up with the guy she talked about.
The infamous date.
Right.
The dude that she liked,
Right.
she's calling him up, telling him where they're going to dance.
And Laurie's immediately like, no. She's freaking out for some reason.
Right.
Distracts her from the fact that the kid's about to see the boogeyman.
This is one thing I don't quite get though.
What's that?
Is that he's gonna claim he sees the boogeyman?
So there's Michael again in the shadows.
It's pretty scary.
Yeah.
He's just always kind of standing around.
Dude, that would freak me out if some just regular asshole no mask was doing. You know what I mean? Like, let alone
Yeah, I
big ass
know.
Michael Myers with some crazy mask.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
So
But he knows he can get away with it on Halloween.
yeah.
The mask.
It's the-
Right.
It's his, like,
I
where
guess
he's allowed to be himself.
Maybe it is like the tie into the supernatural powers then, because apparently supernatural powers are more prevalent or can allowed to walk the earth more on Halloween.
Oh, yeah.
It's
It's
the-
Oh, that's
spirits
actually a good
calling him.
point,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. He's able to get away with more,
Yeah.
do more
it.
on that night.
He becomes his real demon.
Javier, you're
himself.
giving more points to Johnny
yeah.
C's point.
I undermine my
Yay.
own point, damn it. Anyway, and then he creeps up on them. in the window,
let the record show that
Johnny C takes this round. Maybe.
I
Well, it's
get
going
it.
in your direction, Johnny C.
but- right.
And this part's funny. She like spills butter
Yeah.
all over herself.
Right.
It didn't seem like she did, but she's like, I have to disrobe me
Yeah.
like entirely.
Right.
I have to take everything off because I spilled butter on my shirt.
Dude, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just funny.
Yeah.
It's
I guess
also
she
an
needed a
excuse
reason to
And it's
change
like,
into the.
put her into this.
And to give her a scenario,
Yeah.
to go be secluded outside. And this is like good, and the whole movie is really just like building tension, and like
Right.
it because this dude's just ready to fucking kill somebody.
You can actually describe a lot of the movie is just smaller things build up into larger things later.
Only thing I wanted was maybe a little more kills per
Like
minute.
per frame.
Yeah.
There's a
Well,
couple more kills.
there's
Damn
only-
it.
Have to have the dog.
He's only had one kill, right?
Dude, he killed a dog. That should
Yeah.
be outlawed. And I think back in this day, they like actually probably killed like a real dog.
No.
I know, I'm kidding.
I would hope not.
She's
anyway.
like, oh, the dog's dead.
Although I know Hollywood actually did have a pretty bad record with
With
horses,
animal cruelty or something, or
horses
No.
especially horses in cowboy movies.
oh really?
Yeah, they would often try to get them to do stunts that maybe they shouldn't have tried to, and oftentimes end up breaking a horse's legs.
Oh.
Ugh,
Yeah.
Terrible.
not good.
So he may have said he got involved, and that's why you see the little seals on there.
Not good for Mr. Ed.
Yeah.
Hey. Look, Winchester.
Winchester Pictures
Where'd they go?
presents The Thing.
Right.
Pictures.
Right? Is this The Thing? Right?
This is
They
their-
pay tribute to the original Thing.
This is the original thing. Yeah,
Is,
yeah.
I've
think
seen
I've
the
seen
one
it.
with Kurt Russell.
I never saw the old one.
This was
I never
51.
I never saw the original.
It should.
Was it any?
It was good. It was influential enough at the time. Influenced John Carpenter at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean he put it
But
in the
yeah.
damn film.
But yeah, it's funny. He would go on to direct the Thing 4 years later.
Yeah, it's awesome.
That's the Kurt Russell one. The Kurt Russell one was really good.
Yeah. Say nothing about the 2000s remake or sequel, whatever the hell it was.
The 2013 remake.
Yeah.
I was gonna look at that. I was gonna order that thing just to check it out.
I suppose.
Boogeyman is coming after you.
Right. This is what I don't get.
Dude, that couch could fit like one fat person today.
What?
The couch.
3 people.
Are you joking? Maybe 2.
You do get 2 kids on there later.
Kids,
With
yes.
space between them.
Look how wide it is.
Yeah.
Dude, no way. I mean, I have to sit upright, like as if I'm in a goddamn like airplane.
Whatever.
Swear to God.
Anyway.
I like that statue in the background.
With the lion,
Yeah.
whatever the hell that is.
Boogeyman. See, this is what I don't get. I guess she's also reassuring herself when she's trying to reassure the kid because he's like, I saw something.
Yeah, she's scared too.
And then she's like, I saw something. No, I didn't. Wait a second. The kid saw something. No, he didn't. All right, we all pretend we didn't see something. Maybe it's not real.
It's Halloween.
Yeah, they wish.
They're watching scary movies too.
Yeah. And it's All Hallows Eve. Anyway, so yeah, this is
He took out the dog. So sad.
it's an old throwback here.
Yeah, the
Detached
German Shepherd.
Detached washer and dryer in his own shed. You don't see that a lot anymore.
Yeah,
That's
and
actually a
she
good
and
idea.
for a reason for her,
Save up
she's like,
space.
"Oh, butter! I
Right.
have to change. I have to wash all of my clothes."
Or like one little splash of butter on her
Yeah.
shirt.
Yeah.
And then somehow gets locked. She locks herself inside. Like
Dude,
a
it's
dummy.
so
No,
funny. Later on, she like gets
Michael Myers locked
stuck like
Yeah.
a little puppy.
You
Okay.
can
He's
see-
like, "This kills too easy, girl."
Now Michael Myers is he's like, I'm bored of you. I'm not gonna kill you yet.
yeah, he's like, "Oh,
Yeah.
not even when
You're
she
too dumb to kill. I don't want to waste
when
my
she
strikes on
gets
you.
Stuck.
Um,
And she's just waiting to be killed.
Yeah.
and he doesn't
I
kill
mean, it's
her.
like he wants a little bit of competition. I mean, Jesus.
he needs to like try a little bit harder to job.
It's all about the chase with this guy. Huh?
Right.
She's like waiting to be killed.
Dude, she just wasted a lot
Trips
of
and
time on
falls
that
and
thing.
stuck in a window. He's like, "No, I won't kill you yet."
He's like, nah, later on, girl, later on.
Yeah. He does set her up nicely though.
Dude, no Tide Pods? Come on.
No, kids might eat those. Those
Oh,
are
right.
bad.
No, not back then. They were actually
No.
smart back then.
Yeah, they're not. They know
Dude,
that.
nowadays, they'll be like, hey, let's get on a challenge.
Yeah.
Let's almost die.
Let's kill
ourselves
for
So,
no
yeah,
reason.
Anyway, as long as we're talking about the Thing, a little bit of trivia for you. There are 2 characters in here. There's the sheriff, Lee Brackett, and the psychiatrist, Sam Loomis. Those are both named after other people.
What do you mean? Like real people?
Well, one real, one not.
Uh,
Sam Loomis, if you recall, was the name of Janet Leigh's boyfriend in Psycho.
okay, don't hate me, but which Psycho is not the Vince Vaughn Psycho?
Well, it's just a remake of the Hitchcock Psycho.
Oh, same names?
Yeah, so all the
Oh,
names
okay.
are the same.
Um,
And Lee
so again,
Brackett.
don't hate me. I may or may not have seen that movie. Wait, Johnny.
No, we're gonna have to
Fill
do
me
this.
some
We're gonna
ice.
have to. All right, like just as a point of order here. We're gonna have to go through at least one Hitchcock film at some point.
Thank you.
We're gonna have to do either Psycho, North by Northwest, or Rear Window, something, just at some point. And
Yeah,
then
we'll do it.
Especially around Halloween time. Come on, Psycho. It's like a classic Halloween movie.
Dude, yeah. I know.
Easy to talk a lot about.
All right, so who's this again? What's this little girl's name? Lindsay.
Yeah.
So she just got instructed by the boyfriend to go get the girl who finds herself stuck in the window by herself.
Right.
It's kind of funny, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little bit of humorous before like things get real serious.
And all that's holding her up is is her foot.
Her foot's wedged in the shelf there, the wire rack with all the other crap. It's just it's just to show her pennies.
It's funny. Yeah, where's your bell?
Nah,
no bell.
Bell's reserved for boobies.
Okay. Gotcha.
Or
so I guess right. So I guess Michael Myers is just kind of staking out the place. Right. Seeing, I mean, I don't know if he's like just mapping out his like kills and or kill count.
Right.
But he definitely becomes familiar later on with who he has to take out and the number of people involved. I mean, I don't know if he's just prepared or he's just got so much strength that he just takes everyone out in front of him.
A little bit of both, I think. You can see he's been clearly laying the groundwork, so he's psycho.
He's definitely been stalking. He's been doing his homework. He knows that Laurie Strode
all day.
Laurie Strode hangs out with this girl. They probably live in the same neighborhood. She babysits. Right. You know, he knows now. He's familiar with the layout. I think.
For the past I don't know, 20 minutes, half hour, he's been walking around the house.
Yeah,
yeah.
Killed the dog.
Yeah, poor dog.
Watching her get stuck in the window.
They do mention talking about the babysitting. They're only a couple houses down.
Yeah, they're all in the same little neighborhood. That's what
right.
I was
I think they're like directly across the street. Even two of them.
That's what I was saying because they're like, why they're friends? Because they're like little babysitters club or something like that.
Yeah, solve mysteries.
Or just get killed.
Yeah,
be conveniently in the same area to get killed.
So before we get distracted, Sam Loomis, named after the character from Psycho. Lee Brackett, named after the science fiction author.
Oh, nice.
Dude, I did not know that.
Yeah.
Look, she likes to watch scary movies.
In the dark.
Lindsay's best.
Yeah. She's like a total couch potato.
The kid?
Yeah.
He's kind of funny.
No, she's also just trying to set people up. It's weird.
Yeah, right, the matchmaker. She's like the matchmaker girl.
Right. She's like, go play with the neighbor boy.
So she's like, hey, look, if I said Joe with Tommy Doyle, can we go across the street? Okay, let's go.
Yeah. Yeah, kids are trick-or-treating. Which also just
bring the popcorn.
Wonder, then made a wonder. It's like, why are these kids had to get babysitters while the rest of the kids are running around trick-or-treating?
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like,
oh, true. I guess the parents, maybe the parents didn't.
I'm guessing maybe they're just like a year or two too young. The kids out.
Oh, yeah, they're
like 2 years older.
They're smaller, yeah. Also, yeah.
And the kids, I guess the parents are like out doing their own Halloween thing.
And the kids get to watch scary movies and build pumpkins and eat candy or do whatever.
Yeah.
He's dressed up though. At least they like take him out for a little while around the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Like a fun babysitter would do.
Yeah. Now, see, look, there's plenty of room for those two kids and yet another person to sit on the couch, John. I don't know where you get this.
I don't know. It just looks like a small 1970s couch.
Look, she's having a great time.
It doesn't even have a power recliner on it.
Yeah. It's no lazy boy, that's for sure.
That hair.
Yeah. See, look, and here she is backing off, trying to get him to back off on the date. Again, it's just this weird morality play going on. And she's off to get her boyfriend.
Right. Her whole plan was to get Lindsay to go have a little play date with Tommy Doyle so she can go meet her dude, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of funny.
I hope you got the stopwatch ready. We got to time this other one.
Shit, I took the battery out because it kept going beep, beep, beep.
Yeah, so okay. But yeah. Hopefully it's a little longer than a minute 19.
Yeah, I think it was a minute 19 that the first dude.
New personal best for him.
Really?
Yeah. It didn't help because the perspective was like a one shot from the kid's perspective walking to the house.
It was literally one shot. It was like
so there's
one shot for the boyfriend, one shot for the kid.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but then there's I guess some room in there. He could have been sitting there thinking about it for a couple of minutes and then gone up.
No, it's one shot.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah,
1 minute 19 seconds.
I'm pretty sure it was one shot.
It is because I even rewound it. I was like, okay, let me put rewind on this bitch just to make sure.
Yeah, I saw it the first time. I was like, wait a second.
It's like, dude has his shirt on, shoes, glasses.
Yep.
He did, but I did hear him say, he's like, oh, I got to go whatever tomorrow. I'm pretty sure that's what he said.
Right.
Kind of funny.
He's like, I got to school or work or some shit.
Yeah, she's gone back to
I could have sworn this way.
which she forgot somehow, or he stole. Forget. Or she left in her purse.
Mm-hmm. She's like, I got no clothes, just some random shirt.
Oh yeah, she's walking around the neighborhood with just one big oversized guy shirt,
on,
right?
Yeah. Her
And
shirt and
a
a blanket
quilt.
here.
Yeah.
Dude, that 70s hair.
Yeah.
Something else, man.
Could be worse. Could be 50s hair.
Jeez. I don't know. I can't even imagine.
And she's like, wait a minute.
Wait, yeah.
Why is it all foggy in here?
Also, she didn't. I thought this because she stopped to realize.
Okay, Michael Myers just strangled
And
or
the
is
whole-
strangling her
And I like
right
it-
now.
I like it too because the whole movie he's been breathing hard the whole
Right.
damn movie.
Yeah.
He just every time they show him, he's just like,
Oh, and that's why it was all foggy in there?
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
She's trying to attract attention.
She's making a valiant effort to stay alive, honking the horn, kicking a
guess,
little
yeah.
bit.
But
And now
kinda
she's got
just
the
like-
crazy
She's
eyes.
kind of just dying.
he's got her by the throat. Yeah, so there's not a lot she can do.
And he's like a giant dude just strangling
Yeah,
this
he's
girl.
like a-
Oh, and then he slits her throat.
Oh, does he slit her throat right there?
Yeah. And she's done.
I don't see any
Cross-eyed dead.
I think he kind of stabbed her more than slit her
Stabbed
throat.
Nah, dude, he slit her throat.
Dude, her eyeballs are freaky in the death scene. Okay.
He slit her throat as she was strangling her.
Next scene goes to the kids now, sitting on this very small couch, which only
Yeah.
2 little kids can fit on.
Howard the Duck comic.
Here we go. And then we're on to a different movie now. This is not The Thing anymore.
Yeah, what the hell is it?
I forget.
Oh,
War of the
too
Worlds?
Scary.
Yeah. But it just goes to show you how much time has passed because the original thing ran for about, I don't know, maybe 2 hours. And so this is on to something
Oh,
else.
I didn't. Yeah,
So
that's
time
actually a
is
good point.
passing.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm sure they just.
Change the channel.
Well, the thing was a while ago, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Before the pumpkins.
Right. So
Yeah.
it's indicating time
So now it's later on
And
the
they
night.
mentioned that, like, wasn't there like a double or triple feature or something?
Yeah. Triple feature.
So they're going on about it. So it's just showing you how time's passing.
Tommy Doyle's gonna pull a prank of his own, hiding behind the curtain, and then
He's
yelling
trying to be
out,
scary.
yeah. Lindsay.
Yeah.
Kind of funny.
This kid.
And he's like, oh, wait.
Holy crap.
He's like, wait, the boogeyman is actually out there. Shit.
He's like, this dude.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm just going to carry the body out in the middle of the street and into the house.
Right?
Yeah, Michael Myers has very little
No
concern
problem.
for any,
Yeah.
you know,
He's ready to go.
anyone just calling him out
To
for
do
having
his
like
little-
a dead girl in his arms.
like little sacrifice area that he builds for her.
Kids
Oh, he does build like a little like a
Yeah,
thing with
with
the
the tombstone. Right.
tombstone.
Which again goes back to the argument of him just being a more mundane, non-supernatural killer. He's busy doing like serial killer things. And then here she's talking about there's no boogeyman. And then-
So definitely physical. Do you guys still think he has that like evil element, metaphysical thing in this movie, or do you think that comes on later
I
on?
think it's an
She
addition that
believes
comes on
Tommy.
later.
What?
I think it's one of those things that gets like maybe built on later. I mean, they lay the groundwork where it's ambiguous enough that you could maybe interpret it that way here, but it gets definitely confirmed, I think, in the later movies.
What does?
Oh yeah, no, that he's like more of a force rather than human. You
Right.
can't kill him;
Oh,
he's
what?
unstoppable.
No, he's just a dude. He's an evil he's an evil demon.
Dude, they like-
Norse.
Dude, in the second one, they like explode him in a goddamn room.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Right.
Like to
Like-
bits?
like think of like if he was in like the Twin Towers or something.
They don't show him get blown apart.
Here's
They don't
Loomis-
show him,
He's fine.
here's-
dude. It's like
Loomis shows
it's
little
like
ingenuity
he's there
here.
for 1 second and
He's
the thing
got-
explodes.
He's got his jumpsuit and his mask.
I like what Loomis does here. He frightens the kids away because he knows he doesn't want them to be in danger.
Yeah.
So he's actually being very clever here.
Dude, now Loomis is playing a trick.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Right.
Get your ass out of here.
He's scaring the kids away because he knows Michael Myers is going to come
Yeah.
back. He doesn't want them anywhere near there.
And he almost shoots this cop.
Yeah. And here they are.
About to fucking
Talking
cap
about it.
your ass, dude.
Yep. Don't sneak up on people like that. But here also, I guess he's running into some resistance from the cops because
Getting
He's,
high.
he's like wrong feeling. They're like discussing
His
the
daughter
problem.
just died.
Yeah, he doesn't know that yet.
Well, I mean, still, but
Yeah,
15 years you watched him.
right. They're discussing it.
Looking past the wall.
Inhumanly patient. Yeah, it's a telling phrase. And then he wants to come
Waiting
out.
for his time to come out and strike. Which is this Halloween, whenever he got his chance. He's probably
Right.
waiting every Halloween.
Possibly.
That's why he's so fucking angry.
That's why there's a movie every year.
Wait, who's waiting for Halloween? Loomis?
Michael Myers. He's just talking about. They're discussing.
Dude, he wasn't waiting every Halloween. He was in jail. He was in the psych ward.
Yeah, but he couldn't. That's what I'm saying. He's been waiting, trying to get it to escape every Halloween.
Loomis is saying that about Michael Myers is that he was just waiting for the right opportunity.
Which is now, 15 years later,
Right.
after the fact.
And he's trying to convince
But
the
on
sheriff here
Halloween, yeah.
that the Michael Myers is still around. The sheriff's coming up with some resistance because he hasn't seen anything yet.
Yeah. And he's like, I'll follow you tonight because you're so crazy about it, but...
Right, the sheriff is cutting him some slack. He's like,
Yeah.
look, you crazy old
Right.
bastard. All right, we're not going to put the ABP on. We're not going to do that.
But his daughter just got murdered.
He doesn't know that yet.
Yeah.
Wait, whose
Unbeknownst to him.
daughter? The
sheriff.
well, he doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't know that.
Yeah. But like as he's talking to him, he's like, I wish you didn't get him. I wish you didn't let him go or something like that.
So,
Right.
And he's like out patrolling, like and his
Listen
fucking
to
daughter
this.
dies.
Right.
That sucks.
He
listen
was,
to this. Like
what?
this boyfriend is like, hey, let me rip your clothes off. Then we're gonna rip Lindsay's clothes
Yeah,
off.
rip the other girl's clothes
And
off.
she's just laughing. I think
She's
she
like,
even
"Okay."
says. I think she says totally.
Yeah.
That's really weird. Yeah.
So he's talking about ripping the like the girl Lindsay's like the little girl like in 6 years old like first grade or something or whatever.
Right.
No,
Yes.
that's what he said.
Yeah. We'll rip Lindsay's clothes off.
I
Lindsay's
thought he
a
was
little
talking
girl.
about the.
Laurie.
No, that's
Laura.
Laurie. That's Laurie.
That's what he said.
No,
no,
he said
Lindsay.
That's really weird. Yeah, I did
Yes.
double take the first time I saw that too. I was
Oh.
like, what?
Yeah, this guy
I
reminds
thought
me.
he said her friend's clothes.
no,
off.
and the girl
Oh.
says totally, like totally.
Yeah, you
Oh,
should take
whoops.
a sip for the token.
I heard that wrong.
Yeah.
This asshole
That's
reminds me of
weird.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Epstein, that dickhead millionaire who just like hung himself.
That didn't seem right at all.
He looks like him. Yeah, I know. It doesn't seem right at all. It seems all like messed up.
I think
I don't
they're-
know.
I think he's probably supposed to say Laura or whatever.
No.
They
They're
couldn't
Oh.
afford a retake.
Yeah, they were low on budget. They were like, hey,
Yeah.
just make it a,
Are you
make
sure
it.
that's what he said?
Dude,
Yeah.
I will replay it
All
after
right.
this thing is over.
Right.
He says Lindsay, and she's like, oh, totally.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
It's really
I thought he
strange.
said her friend's name.
Dude, not
That's what I thought.
Laurie.
Yeah,
not
whoops.
Laurie.
It's all very.
That's terrible.
It's a weird little.
It's
just
pretty bad.
creepy
I thought
moment.
that made more
Yeah,
sense
creepy
to
movie.
try to
It's
put
like-
the other girls.
And the girl's cool with it. The girlfriend's like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah.
If you go along, if you think about it, it also justifies Michael's actions further. It's like, oh, pedophiles murder.
True.
Any kind
Those
of
are
guess.
those are good kills right
I don't
there.
even think he's like worried about justice though.
No, he's not. But it's like in the movie, is sort of the framework is any kind of sexuality is immediately punishable.
Yeah,
Punishable by the hands of Michael Myers.
Right.
he's like what?
Yeah.
It's like,
Stab,
you will
stab.
not enjoy this.
Yeah. But he does seem to go after them, like I said.
Never got taken trick or treating in his little clown suit.
I know. Poor little Michael.
I'm sure
He's
that's
just
what it
been
was.
tormented.
She's like, no, my boyfriend's
No, you
coming
little
over."
bastard. I'm going to screw my boyfriend.
Yeah,
He's like, oh.
and then he stabbed her.
No, more popcorn.
So referencing that, Johnny C, I think in the Rob Zombie takes, those films, I think it actually focuses more on his disturbing and like screwed up childhood.
Yeah, I think
That
they blame it on
leads
his
him.
mom or something like that.
Something. It's like very like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
it's
that's
definitely
a mistake.
more.
I saw one of them. I think. Yeah, I don't know.
Honestly, I think it's a mistake because much like the Joker and the Dark Knight, it works better if your villain is
You can't just
kind
be
of like a
evil.
force of nature.
Yeah, you can't just be yourself.
You can't always
Well,
just
You
you
gotta
can't
be
always get-
established from some
and
other
You don't need an
thing.
explanation for everything.
Yeah.
It's like kind of the thing of just I guess late 20th century life where and beyond where everyone feels you need to explain everything and have an explanation.
I think, well, Rob Zombie by himself, I mean, he kind of just, I think he was trying to go for more like of a gory, weird, dark, disturbing kind of thing.
Right.
Definitely more graphic than when compared to the other ones.
Yeah, well, that's just style. If you've seen House
And
of a
then
Thousand Corpses.
now her friends got
Yes,
the good news. They're
I
like, look, oh.
Yeah.
The girl's gone to the neighbors, and then her friend's gone at her boyfriend's house. So they're like, oh, we got a whole house to ourselves.
It's kind of funny.
yeah.
And it's like some other random person's house.
Yeah.
Like they're not even supposed to be there at all.
Yeah. Teenage sex party.
Yeah.
Seriously.
So you almost die.
Funny.
And but yeah, like I said, it just sometimes I think
Imagine
it works
coming home to that.
better.
Dude, I'd grab
Some
my,
random kids doing it. in
I would
your
have
house.
my Mossberg
Yeah,
like
what
handy.
the fuck?
Yep.
And there's beers everywhere.
Yeah.
Hopefully it was an overnight Halloween party.
Or a late night one. Yeah, who knows how.
Yeah.
the
I mean, they're
would
adults, yeah.
Okay, so this adult scene here, is this movie rated R? Because this thing is
Yes.
pretty graphic.
It's
I mean,
rated R.
Okay.
Yeah, they're
Although,
showing
like-
tits everywhere.
Again, it's
but they're pretty explicit in this scene.
right. But
I mean-
again, in the 70s, things were different. My favorite example is the movie Airplane.
Yeah, Airplane. Yeah.
Rated PG.
Leslie Nielsen.
Yeah. Rated
Talk
PG,
jive.
rated PG, but there's a clear shot of some boobies in there.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I'm asking. Like,
Pretzel
is this thing like R? No,
It
this
was
thing's
just-
rated R, right?
Yeah, this is hard R. Just
Oh,
'cause
you're
of-
I mean,
Time
they're
with that guy?
still going at it, like,
Yeah.
and she's making all the
That's better-
emotions and all the stuff.
a little bit better than 119, I guess, right?
Yeah, this guy's beating 119, man, like crazy.
So Mike
Is
Myers
he?
pops up. Yeah.
Michael, yeah, well,
Oh, it cuts away.
yeah, there was passage of time.
Yeah.
Whereas
Wait, no, it
isn't
didn't.
Didn't it?
No, it didn't. He answered the phone and then.
Nope.
Oh,
Why
well then
not?
shit. I need to take notes
Yeah,
from this guy
it was
too.
one shot again.
Dude, just get a bit
Michael
of
Myers
stopwatch,
is
man.
just watching.
We need to know, Booby.
Oh yeah, ding.
Totally.
Totally.
Like totally.
Like totally, dude.
It's funny. She's smoking in some other dude's house on
Yeah.
the like master bed or whatever.
Right. Again, that's just how prevalent smoking was back then.
And again, I would have
Like-
Mr. Mossberg right there in my right hand.
I wouldn't be surprised if the parents smoked, like in the house.
Oh, that's right, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
And then he's like, "Give me a beer." No, you give me a beer. And so he goes to get her a beer.
Kind of funny. Is this where Michael Myers is like, "Hey, buddy, I'm gonna stab you like through the guts and pin you up against the wall"? That's this guy, right?
Yeah.
What are you looking for, JVR?
Hold on. Technical difficulties.
Essentials.
Yeah. I don't know what Bruno Diaz is over here. He's doing some kind of.
Wait, who did what? Who took what?
He absconded with my.
Absconded. There's that word again.
Yeah.
That means fancifully took off somewhere.
Yeah. I don't know. Just need to.
Bruno.
Capture
Bruno
this.
Diaz. What is
Well,
your deal?
Well, he's getting the beer
I
there. Got that going.
misplaced the bottle somewhere.
Yeah.
Dude, that's a fax pause, or
Ah.
as
Wow.
Javier would say, faux pas.
Well, that's a
Well,
Fox
that's
News.
A
Yeah.
Faux pause.
Yeah, fax pals.
Faux pause.
You know, a fax pause. You know, when the fax machine stops working.
A faux pas.
Yeah.
Or fox pause when, like, in the middle of the hunt and you can't catch the fox, so you take a break.
Fox pause.
All right, check this out, Mr. Fox pauses. Okay, here we go.
I love how he's like, come on out. Here's him breathing, I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Michael Myers has this guy in a chokehold.
And
mean, you
just
can
to
just tell
show-
that-
just to show his strength.
Look at his
Yeah.
strength. Yeah, he lifts
he
him up,
lifts him up with one arm.
kind of like the Predator does against Arnie
Right.
in
straight up
Predator.
to the ceiling, dude, just strangling this guy.
No, check this out.
Or Vader
and then
does against
straight
that
up,
random soldier.
He like
Yeah. He
stabs
stabs
him
through him
through him into the cupboard or whatever, the door, whatever
into
it
the
is.
into the fucking cupboard
And
door,
the,
and he's hanging there.
that's pretty cool.
Right.
That's pretty cool.
The
That's
knife must be directly below the rib cage.
That's a good kill.
directly below the rib cage
It is.
and in like a stud or something.
It is.
Right.
Look, see?
Otherwise, it'd fall right out.
Yeah,
But it's
right there.
so cool. I mean, imagine this scene today is kind of cool. But back then it was like,
And, like-
holy shit.
Yeah.
In this scene,
You know what I mean?
He just lingers there, just staring at him, like back and forth.
I think he's admiring his handiwork.
Yeah. Yeah.
and yeah,
Yeah.
Jake admiring the kill.
Yeah.
Okay, now we
And
got
then this is like a more.
we got
this is
Michael Myers
funny side
when he
coming
joins
out.
the KKK.
Yeah.
No, this
Okay.
is this
He's
is
his
his
Halloween costume.
This is his joyful side where he's like, I just got to kill in.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go kill this
Dude,
other girl. And
he's
he's like, I'm
wearing the
I'm having a good
We got
time.
Michael Myers meets Casper and is
Yeah.
wearing the bed sheet with the glasses, the
It's
kid's
actually-
glasses.
It's a good plan though. I mean, he's like, he's like, I
Yes.
can get close.
He even looks like hunched over, like to
Yeah,
It's surprisingly playful for
for him, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Jay, Javier, I saw something.
Did you?
Yeah, I
It's
saw it. I
kinda
swear to
below,
God.
Below frame there.
No, I saw it. Come on,
Is it?
where is it?
No,
I don't hear the bell. Where's the bell?
Look,
Missed.
Dude,
Waiting at the bell. You're missing the bell.
Javier, pay attention to
I'm
these
paying
scenes.
attention. We're discussing the playful side of the serial killer here, but it is a really weird, playful moment.
And she's even getting creeped out.
It's
she's
funny.
like,
She's like, "Give me the goddamn
you're
beer
not
already."
Responding.
Yeah, and it's all kinds of.
It's kind of weird.
I mean, this
Yeah.
would freak anybody out.
It starts to get uncomfortable. It starts out sort of funny, then quickly escalates into being very uncomfortable.
She's like, I'm call somebody else for fun.
There we go.
Okay, that was one of two.
Yeah.
Should have hit it before.
4.
Okay, now she's calling Laurie Strode.
Right.
And Laurie
And
thinks
she was
that
trying
she's
to
just.
call him the whole time, right? Was that where the phone was ringing?
Well, didn't he take the phone off the hook? Yeah,
Yeah.
right?
But before
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
Yep.
I see something.
Yeah. And then
She's like, "This is what you want to send me?
And she's like, okay,
this is what you want me to hear."
It's the girl moaning for her life, not,
Yeah.
moaning with the boyfriend.
right. And then
Listens to her friend die.
Yeah, it's gotta
which is
suck,
really
dude.
creepy. Yeah.
That's one way to go.
Didn't even take his mask off to put the other mask on.
Right, mask on a mask.
Yeah.
Kind of funny. He plays
And the
Halloween on
glasses
himself.
too.
Yeah, and the glasses. Pretty
Right.
ingenious.
Nope.
He knew he could get close.
No, just breathes at them. Breathes at her.
So where did this mask come from? Was it
It's the
specifically
store.
designed for Halloween?
It
No,
was
no,
a
no, like
Star
in
Trek-
general.
It was a Star Trek mask.
Yeah,
that
they
got
just
at
spray
the
painted her
store.
white.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
It was a
It was a
Halloween.
William Shatner Star Trek mask that they bought at the store at the time.
And it's spray
This
painted.
is William Shatner
That's
mask?
his face. Yeah, that's
Right.
that's supposed to be Star Trek Captain.
That
Kirk.
disgusting
Kirk.
thing?
It's a
Well, no,
Captain
they
Kirk
took it,
mask.
They stretched it out and spray painted it white.
Yeah, they stretched it
Well,
out.
that's how he looks now. But I'm saying
Yeah.
that mask, that was him. I had no idea.
Yeah, it's his face mask. Yeah.
Dude, I would be forever insulted if someone was like, hey,
No, he liked it.
Yeah.
He takes pride in it.
I'm sure he does because he's making a shit ton of money.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
sure.
iconic. Yeah. Well, I don't know if that's involved. It might be.
So
But
Captain
yeah.
Kirk in two very different senses.
You're
Lady
using
Killer.
my likeness.
Yeah, seriously. That's actually
Oh,
pretty. I did
oh.
not know that. Okay, so William Shatner is the serial killer in this then.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. William Shatner. I
Okay,
knew
got it.
Or Captain
I
Kirk.
knew
Captain
it.
Kirk, you
Or
asshole.
TJ Hooker.
Dude, or the Priceline Negotiator. Hello, Priceline Negotiator.
Yeah. Expedia. What was it?
No, not Expedia.
Priceline, yeah.
Priceline Negotiator. Come on, man.
Is that the same?
No.
No commercials here.
Oh yeah, no commercials.
Advertising. Anyway, so Loomis is sadly here just still waiting. He's,
Waiting at the house.
I think, yeah, he's missing all the action. He doesn't know.
And he didn't realize it was right fucking there.
He's like, wait a second, that's my goddamn car.
Yeah.
Literally right behind him the whole time. How many hours has he been sitting there?
Dude, Loomis is losing it.
Well, yeah. I
No,
think
he's on the right track.
he's finally getting back on the right track. I
He
think
is.
He realized
Yeah.
it's like if the deer won't come to you, you got to go hunt them down.
Yeah.
No, you can't just spend all day sitting in the blind.
I mean, he did. He was he was very patient.
Right.
He's like, yep,
Like a
that's
good
the
little
freaking
hunter.
Car. That's
He was just
car he
camping
stole.
out.
Yeah. But I think he's suddenly realized he's going to have to take a more active role.
The classic theme.
Poor Laurie about to discover the body.
And
of
she's
her
like, man,
Okay,
I better
so
go.
where does she
She's like, I gotta
fall?
go check it out.
Where does she
That
fall on the
sounded weird.
stairs? I don't know where she falls. Johnny C. Bruno
It's
Diaz.
about to happen. Watch.
Where
Yeah.
she falls down the stairs?
No, he throws it over,
Yeah.
or she falls over. She
He
like
pushes her over the rail.
pushes
I
her
thought.
over. Yeah,
One or the other. Which one is it?
We're about to see. Pay attention now.
she goes over the railing onto the stairs. That's what happens.
It hurts her leg, and she's
She
limping.
hurts her like
limping for the
ankle or
remainder.
her like shin or something.
Dude, she's True Lies. She should be able to like take that like no problem.
Not yet. It's her first
Well, no, the
time.
point of True Lies was that she wasn't the agent.
This is why she's True Lies.
Oh,
She
but
was-
wasn't she trained in the end to be an agent?
Yeah, by the end, but not at
Yeah,
the
yeah.
beginning.
Yeah, so this is True Lies. Come
This is her training.
Again, this is
What?
Arnold's like, I heard you take on the Michael Myers.
I heard
He's
you
like,
killed
you could-
Michael Myers.
you could be my wife.
You could be my wife in this
It's her
movie.
backstory.
That's kind of funny. Hey, isn't Bill Paxton the scumbag car dealer
Yeah.
that's trying to woo her over?
Yeah, yeah,
Right.
Yeah. That's good.
Always
man.
comes back to Arnold.
That's
Truth is-
hilarious.
And Bill
Truth is, doesn't
Paxton.
even handle great. But
Dude,
the vet gets him wet.
Bill Paxton was still pissed about being the punk and undermined.
Doesn't
in
he,
the
like,
first
punch him
scene
or,
from
like, break his
from
hand?
Terminator?
Doesn't he break his hand or something in True Lies?
They make him piss his pants.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know how I remember those
interrogate him.
scenes.
Yeah. I remember.
I don't
now.
know how I remember those scenes,
Yes,
but it's
yes,
just so
awesome.
funny. I'm glad I remember that was Bill Paxton.
Yeah. R.I.P.
Another
Yes,
drink for
R.I.P.
Paxton.
R.I.P. Yep, another reference to Paxton. Wherever we can find you, we will mention you.
He's the new Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
Bill
What?
Paxton.
What do you mean?
Because he relates back to all the classic movies.
Oh, true. Yeah, Kevin
Right,
Bacon. Yeah,
so-
Kevin
so-
Bacon in
80s, 90s. Bill Paxton.
Yeah.
Right, Kevin Bacon in Friday the 13th,
Yeah.
the first one. Right.
Yeah.
What classic horror movie has Bill Paxton been in?
I mean, shit. He was in Aliens.
Aliens.
But
I
that was
guess
more
that's
sci-fi horror
action.
at the time.
Yeah.
That's sci-fi action.
That was considered like
He's more
sci-fi
the action
horror.
and sci-fi and
Yeah, he's like the action dude.
sci-fi dude. but
What other horror movie was he in? Does anyone know? Does anybody know?
off the top
And
of my head.
I actually do like this shot because it like follows her all the way over there,
Right.
like the long, like I was saying earlier, like the long, like
Yeah.
Like the long drawn
panning,
out,
like drawn out shots. But it
Right.
works here because it's all the tension that it builds.
Right.
And she's worried, and she's like been freaked out earlier. And now she's literally walking into like the worst shit ever.
Yeah.
Those bell bottoms, man.
And then just the long like her like being like
they were the height of fashion at the
Dude,
time.
I don't know
she's
what's
like
worse.
I gotta go over there, fuck, and then she walks over there, and then it's like oh shit, worst.
Ooh.
Nice thing about the long shots is one thing I do appreciate them over like the jumpy cuts that people tend to use now is that
You can feel her tension.
you can build tension, you can establish atmosphere, you can really get a layout of the area. You can do lots of things with just a long tracking shot. And like I said, he was really exploiting also that steady glide system too because he just finally got to use it.
Yeah, you gotta take advantage of it.
So he's like, oh, I've got this for a few days. And nope, I'm gonna use the hell out of it.
And what did he do with the kid? The kid should be hung up there, right? He took him down.
Shouldn't he? He might have fallen off. Let's see.
Nah, she would have noticed him. He took him down.
Oh, is the kid supposed to the dead
he's supposed to be pinned up.
Jeffrey, the dead rapist dude, the pedophile guy? Is he the guy supposed to be hung up there?
Yeah, they never show him again. Oh no, they do.
Dude, the 1970s Jeffrey Epstein, except
What was
Jeffrey
she
Epstein
looking
was actually
for?
born. He was around in the 1970s.
What was she looking for right there?
him and
She
Roman
like jumped around
Polanski.
the corner.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Was that
Polanski, right?
Yeah.
What was it? He had a very controversial thing. The director, right?
Yeah.
All kinds of stuff with that guy.
Dude, not good. Not
He had
good.
to
Michael
flee the
Myers.
country.
Huh? We need to stick Michael Myers on them. What happened?
Polanski had to flee the country.
He had to dip. Yeah, he had to roll out of here because he was facing
Oh,
some
yeah.
serious charges. Like I think it's like sex charges or something.
Right, just apparently drugging an underage girl and attempt to have sex with her or something.
Dude, not
Yeah.
good. Not good. All right, so here we are, Laurie
Once Upon a Time
Strode.
in Hollywood.
Yeah.
What? Not good.
No, the movie.
Oh, the movie.
Yeah.
Which was a good movie, by the way. Check that out.
Wait,
we should get around to
So here's a funny thing. While we're on that actually got a lot of negative feedback from those who were close to Bruce Lee in the portrayal of him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't very flattering, to say the least.
I mean, it wasn't. It's not. I took it as not.
I also took
Like the
not
people that
flattering.
were
It's not
closest
trying
to him,
it's
they
not
were
trying to-
like they
it's
were
not
saying
trying to
that
be
it was
down on-
disrespectful.
It's not trying to be down on Bruce Lee. It's trying to show how cool Brad Pitt's character is.
right.
So
And
it's
who's
like,
Brad Pitt in? Who does he represent in that
He's
It's
movie?
just some fictional character in the movie. Like that's
Right.
But that's what it's trying to show is like, oh, there's this dude who can like go toe to toe with Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
And like they do show him one for one, like he gets one throw down and the other dude gets one throw down. Granted, he gets thrown into a car. It's not as fair, but they did stop it at the third one, so they didn't want to show who was. I mean, well, we're getting to a whole different
Yeah,
thing.
they
Sidebar.
Yeah.
They,
All
didn't,
right,
they didn't give any definitive conclusion. They
Anyway,
just wanted to
so,
establish
yeah.
the character as an actual capable fighter.
Yeah, yeah.
Because it comes to
Who
be
he
a plot
is.
point later.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Cyber over.
Sidebar over. Okay,
Going back to
Laurie
this-
Strode is now entering into the room where she finds her dead friend.
Oh shit, Judith
underneath
Myers.
the tombstone.
Yeah.
This is like his like weird sacrifice to his sister.
This is his
Yeah.
sacrifice
Thing-
slash
yeah,
Like
like
anniversary
tie
or
down,
something.
tie back to his sister, but now
Look,
kills
see,
his other
she
girl.
slit her throat. See, you can see it right
Yeah.
there.
Oh, that yeah,
You
he does
can,
slit her
yeah.
throat. Okay, that was cool. Okay, got it. Okay,
And she's
now
just, like,
Laurie
The
Strode is
worst.
freaking out.
Yeah, naturally. It's
I mean,
understandable.
like anyone normally would.
And then there's her
the
boyfriend.
dude now
hung
is hanging
upside
upside
down.
down.
left hanging. Yeah,
Wait, whose boyfriend is that? That's
the guy that was there.
the creepo dude.
he's just
Yeah.
hanging out.
And then we got the
And
other
that's
girl,
her other
Yeah.
friend. Yeah.
the other
and
like
then she's
ditzy
like,
girl.
"Holy shit, I gotta get the fuck out of here."
So
all
now
my
all her
dead."
friends are dead.
So
So she is like freaking out.
So what's our body count in this movie? Up to 5 now?
At least 5,
shit,
yeah.
I can't
There's
remember.
Judith Myers,
The dog.
the farmer.
Oh yeah, the dog has to count as one, please.
All right, so that's 2. And then the guy in the truck, that's 3.
Yeah.
And then these 3, that's 6 then.
Okay,
Yeah.
so 6. So
with
6.
the dog, yeah.
And now we
That was
have
a cool shot.
This was a
He
cool
just came
scene
out
where
of
he
the
just,
shadows.
he
How
just
did he miss so
yeah,
hard?
I don't know how. Oh, she does
Oh,
fall down
yeah.
the steps.
Yeah.
Oh, he stabbed her off the stairs.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
he stabbed her over the railing.
Dude, that okay.
Right over. And she's
a
injured
rare
right there.
miss for Michael Myers.
And now
there.
we rare miss. I mean, his one goal in life,
yeah.
in the universe, is to
And
kill
she
this
was-
one girl.
She was the main target.
And he's like, "Oh shit, I got your arm by accident."
Or
It's all
maybe-
good though. I
Maybe
mean,
he's just drawing it out.
yeah, maybe he wants to torture her.
No, he clearly it looked like he missed
Maybe.
because he was like
Yeah.
trying to stab her, and she like kind of
Dude.
moved it the way, screaming at the same time.
If she gets
Yeah.
rid of those bell bottoms, she may be able to run faster.
No, the bell bottoms give her strength.
Oh yeah,
And it's like,
strength
yo,
immunity.
how would you not kick that shit in immediately?
Well,
With
don't
big
you-
old shoes.
To be fair,
with the platforms.
yeah.
to be fair, she's panicking.
I know. Yeah, yeah. It's part of the panic.
And again, here this sets him up as like just a more mundane thing. He's not just blowing out the door; he's poking his way through.
Yeah. And that motherfucker's big enough to fucking punch through a door.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a big guy. Oh yeah,
He's a
who
huge
plays?
guy.
By the way, we have to give credit to
and-
Tony Moran, who plays Michael Myers at the age of 23.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And then she's like, "Fuck it, break the window." Yeah.
Bust out. Yeah. Actually, kind of badass. She busts the window with her bare hand.
Yeah. And
Dude, like I said, she's
her
True
legs
Lies.
messed up.
She
Yeah.
better be.
It's her origin
She's
story.
a secret double agent.
Right. But again, it just goes to show she's exhibiting a lot more resourcefulness. Or
And then
than her
all this,
counterparts.
and it's like,
Dude, it's so funny.
They turn the light on.
My mom would do this. She would like look. She'd see some distressed
me.
girl. She'd close the blinds and turn off the
fuck
lights.
you.
Yeah.
Like, get the hell off my porch, you crazy ass bitch.
Yeah.
That's the worst.
Dude, I swear
She's
to God.
like, ah.
I know.
Yeah, that's like,
Dude,
what
I
the
probably,
hell?
dude, I don't even know if I would open the door. I
I'd
don't
kick
want
the
your
fucking door open, dude.
serial killer ass
I'd
or
probably call the
serial
cops.
killer stalking ass
I'd be
going
like,
into my
good.
house.
I'd call the cops. Domestic
I'd make
disturbance.
them-
There's
I'd
like
make-
some crazy woman screaming.
Yeah, I'd call the cops.
Yeah, good. That's what you want.
Yeah,
I just
that's
put
what
it
she
out
was,
on like
She
I
forgot
put it
her
out on
key?
like Twitter, like, hey, some dude's chasing some lady, please.
Yeah,
you know,
streaming
yeah.
on Twitter. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's this girl dying outside. I don't know what it's all about.
Yeah, I don't know what it's all about. Might be fake. Might be staged.
It might be fake. I don't know. Am I gonna change my chances? Yo, I don't know.
I'm
But
gonna
here
stay
you all go.
inside.
But when you think about it, it's kind of
Tell
like
me all what y'all think in the
the way
comments.
America was back then.
Let me know your feedback.
If she really
Yeah.
dies or not.
But that's the thing. Like, I don't know if any of you are familiar with the tale of Kitty Genovese,
Hmm?
who was stabbed
Who?
Kitty Genovese, who was stabbed to
What?
death in New York over the period of a couple of hours.
Hours.
Dude,
in
how
the
long does
back-
it take to kill somebody?
What year?
Early 70s?
This is a real
Oh,
thing? This was like a
70s?
real story?
And she was stabbed to death
Oh, jeez.
in front of her neighbors, who none of them called the cops.
Why?
Shit, I don't, that's
Was
bad.
she
Yeah,
a
that's
bad?
bad.
Was she a bad neighbor?
Who knows? It was in
That's
the
a
middle
bad
of this
joke.
apartment.
Wait, was she? No, was she? Well, did she like the kid that cried wolf type thing? Was she known to like?
And
Yeah.
look, Michael Myers is smart
Okay.
enough to cut the phone lines.
Okay, Michael
apparently.
Myers cut the phone line, and now Laurie
Little
Strode.
kid let her in just in time.
Oh, right. Now she's safe. Well, not safe, but she's now in another enclosure, another dwelling, outside of like the
Yeah.
reach
See,
of
look,
Michael Myers.
That's a giant knitting needle, man.
Yeah.
Dude, that's an old ass couch, is what I'm
Look at
saying.
Look, she's ready to go. She's got something.
Okay, Michael Myers found his way in there.
Damn. Look,
And
another
she stabs him in the neck.
another rare miss for Michael.
Yeah.
Well, he's a little tired. He's a little gassed.
Yeah,
He's already
he's-
got 6 kills under
He's
his
been
belt.
sucking all day.
Yeah, he's
He
got
just-
6 already.
But he has pulled the needle right out.
Dude, but she
He immediately pulls it out.
Right
so-
in the
stabbed
throat.
his ass
In the
right
throat.
in the
But
throat.
she obviously didn't hit anything vital because he just pulls it right out and keeps on going.
Yeah, but still, he's down.
Dude, she's like over that little couch. She's peeping over now with
That's
his
when
knife.
That's when you gotta confirm the kill and just like he's never stopped
It
stabbing.
is bloody. There's a bloody needle there.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was a good like 2 or 3 inches in,
Yeah.
2 maybe.
Dude, now you just have to decapitate him, but she did not.
She's like, "What? I'm the killer."
Dude,
Never.
she would have saved like so many sequels if she would have
Look.
just offed him.
She's like, the knife.
Plus, she's like a high school girl. She's probably distraught, worried.
Yeah, there's a whole
and
lot of things
blah, blah,
going
blah,
on.
blah,
She's-
Yeah,
the poor woman's being traumatized.
yeah,
She's being chased down by this fucking weirdo.
Yeah.
yeah.
And this guy just sucks.
Loomis is wandering the streets now, just kind of aimlessly. Well, not aimlessly, but he's like just looking
Well,
around.
yeah, I mean he's doing something.
He's on the trail, but he's just.
He's on the prowl, man. He doesn't suck. He's stiffing out his
Yeah,
prey,
no, he's
man.
actually like out. He's on the hunt.
I mean, Michael Myers is a hard man to track down, let alone kill.
Yeah.
Look, he's like the car right there.
Dude, look at
It's
those
right
police
around.
lights.
Yeah. Old school police lights.
That's funny as shit.
But yeah, he's on the prowl.
He's here.
I do like it. It's pretty funny that and interesting in this movie. Their 2 tracks don't interact. They don't cross until like nearly the very end.
Who?
Dr. Loomis and Laurie Strode. They're on 2 separate tracks, but they're both hunting the same thing, or both dealing with the same thing.
Well, yeah. I mean, she's on the other end of it.
All right, now she's crawling back up the steps into this house. I don't know why she wouldn't just run the hell outside.
Well, because
Oh,
Well,
she's
she
looking for the
thinks he's
kids.
dead,
She's looking
yeah.
for the kids. Oh, true, right? Yeah, she thought she killed him.
yeah,
She
With
stabbed
that-
him in the neck. Like any reasonable person would be like, okay,
I got
he's
him.
down. Stabbed him in the neck.
And she's like, I killed the boogeyman.
Okay, she killed the boogeyman, but
Not
he
quite.
appears right behind her, walking up the
Killed him.
steps right now.
You can't kill him.
You can't kill the boogeyman, you
Yeah.
silly Jamie Lee Curtis. And there he
She
is.
wishes.
Yeah.
I love the piano change, like the piano, like
Yeah.
Tune change. Dun dun.
And like she's
Dun,
like,
dun.
Boards, yeah.
I can't go out there for some reason.
Dude, I would have jumped my ass. Well, the
Hell
kids are
yeah.
still up there.
Nah, I would have jumped out.
Like, hey, kids, you're on your own. Just stay quiet.
Yeah, she does. To her credit, she does make a lot of effort to try to get those kids out of there.
Yeah, she. I mean,
Well,
yeah.
she saved them.
Right. Again,
So
going back to
now-
the whole morality play.
She ties herself, or she closes herself in this little closet, which Michael Myers obviously knows that she's in.
Yeah, she's got no plan in here. She's like,
Well,
I'm gonna
the
sit in the corner and
only
die.
plan she has is to grab this metal wire.
Well, she doesn't do it till later.
Right. She doesn't know until she's freaking out. She's
Yeah.
like, oh shit. So she's
She's
just
like,
trying to hide.
maybe he won't notice and he'll go away.
Dude, so you would have jumped out. You would have jumped out the.
Hell yeah! Or like shimmy it down some way.
Dude,
you know?
I probably would have jumped out. I probably would have
Just
grabbed the
the roof.
kids and just
Yeah.
jumped over.
Well, yeah.
Even with like broken ankles.
Just
you
throw
can,
the
like,
kids
Without
out.
without the
They're
kids,
small,
just
they'll let
go.
go.
Johnny C, just to let everyone know for the record, Bruno Diaz, Johnny C,
No,
would have said, fuck those two little bastards, and would have jumped out himself.
they're safe in the room. You
I
gotta
would
go get help.
have saved in the room.
I'm
We
just
got
kidding.
Michael Myers floating around
I'm
with a
just
goddamn
kidding.
knife. I would have grabbed them and just jumped over and
I
put them on
would've-
my shoulder.
I would have
and
thrown the
just
boy
jumped over.
first and then thrown the girl on top of the boy.
Yeah, that's actually that'd be.
Or was it that movie where they tossed the baby?
Look,
over the
and then he's
rooftop?
like halfway in, and she's like, "Holy shit, I need something to
Right.
stop."
Well, that seems to be the thing. Whenever she's pushed, she pushes back. You know.
Right, she knows what to
Right,
do
the
in
li-
extreme
yeah,
situations.
It does like show her like that's the adrenaline. Look,
Yeah.
Oh,
right
he
in
just stabbed him in
right
the eye.
Yeah.
dude.
Dude, that's
and
gotta
she like took it out,
suck. Oh, he drops his knife,
poked his eye out.
and now she's gonna take his
Straight-
own knife.
Look,
and
straight in the gut, dude.
stab his
Yeah.
ass. Ooh.
Yep.
Gut shot.
Oh, and
Okay,
in and out.
So stabbed
Oh.
in the eyeball, stabbed in the gut with his own knife, no less.
Right.
He did kind of fumble.
If
it
that's
around.
not an insult to injury, I don't know what is.
Yeah. It's,
And now music stops. Scene goes quiet. It's
just
just
the
her
breathing.
Yeah,
breathing
never
heavily.
put the knife down.
nope.
Never.
Don't put that knife down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Any weapon. If there's anybody ever coming after you at any time, never put anything down.
Yeah. Oh hell no.
Even if you've already think he's dead.
True. All right. So now she's coming out of the closet.
Once again, keep stabbing until
Dude,
you confirm the kill and make sure he doesn't get up
Dude,
again.
she throws the knife.
Well, she's not thinking of those.
She
things,
plus
you know?
she's like terrified. She's like a high school girl.
Yeah.
Man. She's like completely
She's like,
like
I killed him.
mortified. You know what
Now
I mean?
she's like, I killed him again.
Right.
She's like, okay, I just killed a
Okay,
man
it's cool.
twice.
He's lying still, so you know.
I just killed him twice.
And then she goes back to the
And goes
kids.
looking for the kitties that Johnny
the
C would
kids.
have abandoned in a parallel universe.
No.
Yes.
Throw the boy and then the girl.
Dude, that was your safety. That was like
That's my
plan B.
safety.
That was like, oh shit, I'm on there.
Yeah.
Plan B.
Right.
No, you gotta go
So
get
it's
help.
Okay, Bruno
You
Diaz.
gotta go get help.
Oh yeah, so
She
you
said
jump,
it-
leave the kids there, call 911 30 minutes after the fact.
Yeah. Anyway, so she
Okay, now here is a cool scene.
she managed to get the kids out.
At this point, you can
Send her for help.
essentially tell that this guy is a no, like not messing around. You can't kill this guy. I
Yeah.
mean, I think this is one of the pivotal scenes where
That's
it shows
established
him
it right there. He's
that
like,
shows
I'm
that
just
he
gonna
is,
get
like,
up like I ain't
an
no thing.
indestructible force. I mean, he's been stabbed in the eye.
He's like, oh,
stabbed
he
in the
just said-
neck,
He just said
stabbed in the gut.
Right.
He notices the kids running out of the house.
Yeah, Loomis. Now
screaming
Loomis is hot on the
hysterically.
trail. Loomis
He's
is like a
that's the
goddamn.
one. Of course, that's
He's like
the
a
house.
goddamn beagle, right? He's like, okay, now I'm walking in this bitch.
Beagle.
Yeah.
Bloodhound, more
Oh
like.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
no,
bloodhound. Yeah,
yeah.
Well, he's been a beagle up till now. Okay.
Well, if you think about it.
It's like-
If you
he
think-
just converted to
Yeah.
he just converted to a bloodhound.
No,
No,
the
it's like-
kids
he's a
totally
beagle.
gave him
He's like-
the scent.
He's like
They didn't
Snoopy and the
do
Red
anything.
Baron.
Okay.
He keeps trying to shoot him down, but never does.
Or Clifford the Big Red Dog.
Mm.
So now we come to this next scene where
Damn.
Michael Myers actually
He's like-
gets his hands
He's
on
like
Laurie.
both hands on her neck.
Yeah, this girl's gonna die unless
You're
someone
dead,
intervenes.
girl.
Loomis comes up and enter.
And look, she takes off the
she
mask.
takes off his mask.
and then he freaks out.
Enter revolver. Boom.
No,
Wait, there we go. Right
And
in
he
the
ha-
face.
And look,
He
can't.
just shot him right in the face.
Yeah, it looked
That's
like
one
he shot him
shot.
at the side of the head.
Yeah. One shot.
His eye was
He's
all
gonna
fucked
pop
up.
off 5 more.
And look,
Here we
he's
go.
just standing there.
2, 3, 4, 5,
Yeah.
6. Okay, just popped off 6. Emptied his revolver, and Michael Myers falls famously or infamously
Yeah, dude.
over the second story ledge.
I mean, maybe he had like some kind of armor under there. Like, you never know.
dude, in the face. He got
No,
shot
he got
in the
shot in the
goddamn.
chest.
The first shot, it
Yeah,
was like
yeah,
on the
yeah.
side of his head, like
and he
in
got
his
stabbed
face,
in the eye.
and stabbed in the gut,
But also,
and in the neck.
Right.
look, what'd she say? What's the boogeyman?
I'm not sure
Yeah.
what she said.
And he agrees.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he
Was
says
it-
yes.
She
it
said,
was
"Was that the boogeyman?"
As
And
a
he
matter of
says,
fact,
"Yep."
it was. Yeah. For those of you watching along
Mm-hmm.
at home, and
And then the best shot,
he goes.
he's
Look,
like, "Oh fuck."
Okay, now they come back with the traditional
Immediately,
theme.
Look how
where
his,
the
look how,
Halloween
look at his
theme-
eyes.
Right. He's
Look at
got some piercing eyes. Right?
Yeah,
they
he's
come
like,
back with the
"Oh
traditional
shit!"
theme,
He realizes like
and Michael Myers is
that's
gone.
the evil he's been talking
Like
about.
this
the whole
is
time.
the indestructible force that Johnny C has been referencing. This is the thing where he's more of
supernatural.
The
aspect.
supernatural
aspect
and
of the,
metaphysical, just
part of it.
an evil rather than a man. And I think this just, I mean, again, it catapults everything,
The
every
last
sequel from
15,
here on
20
out.
minutes in the movie, he like gets stabbed, gets up, gets stabbed, gets up, gets shot, gets up.
Right,
Yeah.
right, right.
You're not stopping this guy. Yeah. And like for horror movie standards, like how the bad guy always comes back. They're like always indestructible.
you can
I
hear the
like in
breathing,
this
too.
one, and you hear him breathing.
You hear Michael
He's
breathing.
out
right.
there, like,
he's somewhere
he's-
breathing heavily.
The breathing heavily is like a big part of this movie too. So he's just
Yeah.
sitting there watching these people breathing.
But this also shows that he's not dead. I
yeah,
mean, you
yeah.
just capped his
He was
ass.
out. He's already gone.
Yeah, like you
he
capped
shot him.
him.
He was over the edge. He said like
And-
2 lines to her, and then he
Right,
walked over,
now
and he was
we're
out.
entering. We're
His
now,
healing factor is getting better. He's getting
Na-
better at healing.
now we're entering the final
Yeah.
credits. And by the way, guys, if you watch the final credits scene, it is the shortest. Final
Yeah, man.
Credits
It was short cast.
I
Short
think
cre-
I've ever seen in my. I mean, Javier,
look.
what is the Ben-Hur time right now?
See, look at
We're
who they refer to
1.9.
as.
Okay, now just
Look-
remember that number and then wait till this thing ends. It's gonna end in like 40 seconds. I swear to
Look,
God.
Michael at 23, and then Michael.
Yeah, Michael at
6.
23, Tony Marin.
But they also refer to Michael as the Shape, which is Nick Castle, who does play him at some other points or something like that.
the shit like
The shape
Okay, see, I
is-
Like
didn't.
in silhouette when you see him in like.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Like other people or something like that.
Okay.
Right.
But
Anyway,
yeah, another thing. Sorry.
Tell us.
What's that? Bruno
ahead, keep
Diaz. Keep talking. All right. So anyway, like I said, guys, this is the shortest credit scene I've ever seen in the history of my life. Kind of cool. It just shows you. It kind of just goes back to that low
there it
production
is.
budget.
Panaglide
yeah.
operator there.
Yeah. So, pretty cool. Pretty cool movie.
Golden Studios.
You got to pay tribute to this original one. I know there's a gazillion. I mean, there's, like I said, there's 8. Plus you got Rob Zombie's 2.
There
I
it
think
is.
plus the most recent one.
Okay, so the killer was referred to as the Shape.
Oh, Forbidden Planet. Okay. That was the
Oh
other
yeah,
movie.
yeah, that was
what's
the other movie.
what's Forbidden
The
Planet?
second movie they were watching.
Yeah, the other movie they were watching.
Oh, that's the second movie.
Yeah.
I've never heard of it.
Look, Panavision.
Really?
Woo.
It's a remake of The Tempest.
Yeah.
Of who?
Oh God.
Never mind. So the Shape is referred to as the killer in the script, and the word "the Shape" is used by is a reference to the Salem witch trials, which describes specters or spirits, which are
And-
accused of doing mischief or harming to another
Javier,
person.
Ben-Hur time. It just ended. The credits just ended. The music's still going, but the credits just ended. What's
Right.
the
So it's 2 minutes on the credits.
2 minutes? I mean, that was the shortest damn.
Well, still longer than that first guy.
Yes,
Longer
longer
than the
than
people,
the
yeah.
Minuteman guy. Yeah.
And then
Very cool. You know, the funny thing is,
But as I was saying earlier, what I was saying earlier is that in all these like horror movies where they establish the villain always comes back and he's always like, oh, you can never kill him, blah blah blah. In this one, it actually makes sense because in the very first movie, he's established as a thing that you can't kill because she just killed him 3 times in a row.
I have to agree with you. By the
Yeah.
end of the movie, if
So
you're watching
for-
this, you know that
Yeah,
you just
for
can't kill this
sequels,
dude.
and immediately sets up a sequel with him breathing at the end and all that other stuff, and like for him to keep coming back, like
You know,
if there
it's-
was ever a horror franchise for it to make sense in, it's definitely this one because the first movie sets it up so perfectly to establish what you're dealing with is just a dude that's just gonna keep getting up and coming after you, like he's just gonna have his
So-
murder Halloween.
Halloween. So Halloween 2 was released in 1981, 3 years after the fact, after this one. And I believe the storyline is a direct continuation of this night,
Oh, nice.
this Halloween night, if I remember correctly. And I think it was
Yeah,
a really good
I watched
flick.
the rest of them. Yeah.
It was a really good flick, and I think I even enjoyed the second one better than the first one simply because it was just a little harsher. But yeah, we'll get into that. We'll do a review on that one. But yeah, I think everybody, I know that everyone has seen probably the most recent one that came out in 2018 with Jamie Lee Curtis.
right.
I recommend that everyone just check out the source, check out the origin, where this whole story came from, and really kind of the fundamental, like, just base. It was so simple, the simplest of tunes. There was no like jump scares,
Yeah. Another point I wanted to say earlier is the music reminded me of like Resident Evil, the video game, kind of like
the first Resident Evil.
Yeah, the first Resident Evil game reminded me of just the atmospheric kind of like, not the main theme or anything like that, but just the rest of the music that you hear throughout their movie reminded me of that, and also some of the shots and everything, just the long shots and just the over the head, like going down the stairs.
Yeah,
and stuff like
literally,
that.
like the simplest
like
of
horror classic stuff that you can see has influenced a lot of people throughout the years.
I think,
and I thought I saw it in like Resident Evil, so that's where.
Yeah, I think in the first Resident Evil, and even
just the ambient like piano music in the background.
Yeah, less is more, right? Yeah. It goes to less is more, where it's just the simplest effect.
Yeah.
Giving the most chilling factor, both in this movie Halloween and, as you mentioned, Bruno Diaz, in Resident Evil. I mean, just the simple piano tune, and it reminds you of, holy shit, this thing is out there. This guy is out there. Like I said, with reference to movies, you don't see a gazillion jump scares.
There's only like one.
Yeah,
there's like one or two. Yeah.
Right, you don't see like crazy special effects. I mean, well, not
it really just like builds tension on itself.
Right,
and then the kills are pretty meaningful. Like he straight up lifted that dude and stabbed him, strangled that girl in the car for like
they're meaningful.
A good couple minutes.
Like I think they're cool. Those kills are cool today. I mean, can you imagine watching this back in 1978 when like the most explicit thing you had on television was like the news? I mean, you know what I mean? Like people weren't
gotta be crazy.
Yeah, people weren't exposed to this back then. There's no clue. This came out as a breakthrough. Even though it was 6 kills, I think those 6 kills were significant, and they were just spooky enough at that point in time where everybody was like, holy shit, this is a crazy, serious movie, like insane. And it started this tremendous series.
And the mask is like immediately like kind of
dude, I had
an iconic thing.
I knew that was a Halloween mask, but I had
even
idea.
if you don't even know it's like Captain Kirk's mask,
William
like you see it because
Shatner.
it is stretched out and like painted, so it doesn't. You can't really know unless somebody tells you or something like that.
Dude, I thought that was him today.
But like like that's like a creepy ass mask for like Michael Myers to have to. Yeah, it's just like an iconic horror thing that they created.
Yeah. Now here's the funny thing. Speaking about the mask, a lot of people were pissed off. I think in the 4th one they changed the mask.
What?
Yeah, they like changed it. I mean, it looks kind of.
Why would they?
That's what everyone asks. Like, why would you change the iconic? What is wrong with you? Like, what is wrong with you people? So I think they did change it. I think they changed like the tone, the color tone, and even the eyebrows. They give them like God knows ladies' eyebrows or whatever.
Weird.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. So people were pissed about that.
Yeah, I got to see the rest of it.
Not right at all.
No, it just looked weird. People were pissed. And like, what is wrong with you?
He does have a goofy side.
Right. He's got a goofy side. He's got like the little eyebrow, the raised eyebrow. So yeah. So I think everybody that is a Halloween fan, I'm sure many people haven't seen the original.
Yeah, you got to watch it at least once.
You got to watch the original one at least once, just to see the source of it, just to see where it came from, just to see,
it's short.
Yeah, it's short. It's 90 minutes.
Short,
just to see,
sweet.
Yeah, just to see John Carpenter's vision. And again, the production efforts by Mustafa Akkad and even Deborah Hill. I'm sorry, we forgot to mention Deborah Hill in the opening credits for this, but she is also a part of this. And I think she only stayed on for, I believe, John Carpenter and Deborah Hill at some point signed off the rights to Mustafa Akkad somewhere along the way, maybe after 4.
Oh, yeah.
So, but yeah, definitely pay tribute to this. I'm sure there's going to be another Halloween coming up. I don't know when.
I believe a sequel, right, to the current reboot was already greenlit. Is that not
Yeah,
correct?
yeah, they're making a new one. Art like from the one that just came out a little while ago. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So
with Jamie Lee Curtis, I believe. Yeah.
Enduring franchise, even more so than I guess Nightmare on Elm Street or Friday the 13th.
Yeah, it lasted longer actually.
It lasted longer. I think
and
it was
it has
cooler.
the original character.
I think it was cooler.
from
I
the very
think
beginning.
This
so that's
one,
even more of a legacy, which is kind of weird. Even
Okay,
though I
so-
enjoy those other movies more, this one has a more of a lasting legacy.
So for the series, when you're talking about the series of it, the whole franchise, a good friend of mine, let's call him Blackwell. My buddy Blackwell, as of last Halloween, I told him, he's like, hey, John, John Daniels, have you seen, Halloween number 5, this scene, that would, and I said, hey, look, I barely remember, with a storyline. I know what you're talking about, but I don't really remember everything in sequence. And he just, he was so like persistent that I had to watch these. So what I did was last Halloween, I watched every single one up until the Rob Zombie ones. And it was a long weekend, right? I was just like,
very long weekend. Sounds like,
right. I mean, so I love the first one. Second one is just as good, if not better, in my opinion. Third one, guys, even though it has nothing to do with Michael Myers, it's still its own individual, cool, creepy film. I think it's still up there, and I think it belongs in the series, even though, again, everyone's like, why would you call it Halloween? And why would you play the music, even though Michael Myers wasn't in it? It's still a good flick. Number four, which is, what's the name of it?
The Return.
The Return, right? The Return of Michael Myers. That was also very cool. That was also very, very cool. And I think in the fifth one, they introduced Paul Rudd. And then after, I think so, yeah. After that one, come 5, 6, 7, and then what was the last one? H2O maybe? I don't know.
Probably.
But when it gets past 4, and I watched this all in one weekend, mind you, last year, during the month of October. When it gets past 4, guys, I started to lose my marbles a little bit. I was like, okay, 5, now 6, now 7. I mean, it got to the point where I was watching Busta Rhymes do a kung fu scene against Michael Myers, and I was like, what is this shit? Like, what the hell's going on, right? I mean, I love Busta Rhymes, but good God, what is going on here? Why is he karate chopping Michael Myers out of a barn window? What the hell's going? What is this shit? So, no discredit to the, to this whole theme. I'm just saying, the movie wise, as far as sequels goes, I definitely enjoy the first 4 more than the remaining ones, and I'm not counting the Rob Zombie ones because, guys, I haven't seen those yet.
4, damn! I gotta watch more of these.
Dude, there's like 8.
I know.
Yeah, there's like 8 before Rob Zombie did his 2.
If you're saying I gotta watch there's 4 at least good ones, then
No, there's 4. Yeah, dude. Number 2 is good. 3 is good. 4 is good. And after that, you start to get like woozy, like a sleepy dog, like ooh, right?
I'm sure you guys spread them out, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, I watch it all in one weekend.
Yeah, that's too much.
God help me. So yeah, that's the way. I'm not going to rank all the movies right now, but I guess Bruno Diaz, what would you rate this from a scale of 1 to 10? What do you think?
Well, for me, it's not really my favorite horror franchise. Michael Myers is definitely not one of my, like, compared to the others at the time. It's not one of my favorite. Granted, it is probably in part how I have not seen a lot of the movies.
You saw this one yesterday or today.
I'm sure that's part of it. I just seen. No, I've definitely seen most of this movie before, but to actually sit down and watch it
and like remember the scenes and remember
to actually sit down and watch the movie from start to finish. Like, no, it's been a long time since I was probably a kid or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, a long time, better than I remember. I barely remember a lot of this movie. So. But it's definitely some of the kind of more iconic scenes are like, I remember him just standing there and like stabbing that guy. But
what would you rate it?
I give it like a 7 out of 8, 7 or 8 out of 10. I give it an 8.
8 out of 10.
Just for the time, like, because I can kind of distance myself from like, oh, it was good for its time or whatever, and it's like compared to today's standards, it's like you can't take it on today's standards because it's totally different.
Right.
So I like
different climate
compared to what it was at then. It's like, yeah, dude, like that was a lot for the time. It was a lot going on. So yeah, I mean, like it definitely changed horror movies. Created a kind of horror icon that I think he was in like Mortal Kombat or something like that. Was he in the last Mortal Kombat?
Did they put him in one of the Mortal Kombats?
He was
I can't remember.
But when you think of him, like he's like one of the classic ones. Like Michael Myers,
everybody,
Jason, Freddy, blah blah blah. So it's like,
yeah,
they did it, and like what I was saying earlier, it's like I love the fact that he was like already established as like a dude that just keeps getting up and like you can kill him, but he'll just keep coming back and like no matter what.
The indestructible.
And then so like for that many sequels to be there, it's like okay, that makes sense. But
so you said 8.
Yeah, 8 out of 10. I definitely enjoyed it. Definitely, you can see the influences that it brought to the horror genre. And
Javier, your rating on a scale of 1 to 10?
Yeah, I have to concur. I'll give it an 8, maybe an 8.25 out of 10, just because it very much is a product of its time, but it does manage to They did actually manage to do quite a lot with a very low budget, which just goes to show you how a dedicated filmmaker with a clear vision can accomplish a lot. So give us points for that. And also, yeah, it just very influential with the entire horror and slasher genre. You could almost call it seminal. It just its own flaws, I think, are just kind of limitations of production values, and maybe not having the best actors all around. But they do the best with what they have, and they actually come out with a very good movie there.
Yeah.
So
yeah, definitely. I agree with both of you. John Daniels here. If I had to rate it, it would definitely be an 8 out of 10 for me. Similar to what you said, Javier. Just seeing a horror movie today and trying to compare it to this, I mean, it's almost like apples and oranges. You have to kind of think back in that time, in that period. This was pivotal. This was a catalyst. People can argue that this was, the start of the slasher film theme within the horror genre. So I think it was ahead of its time. I think it did monumental when it comes to box office revenues, and it set its own place within the theme of the month of October for Halloween. I mean, it's cemented itself in there. I mean, this is going to go on beyond how many generations? You know what I mean? This is just going to, how many remakes? Yeah, it's already been 40 years, over 40 years. So I think it was, ahead of its time. They had Donald Pleasance. They had John Carpenter, who, he's been in a number of other films that I'm not going to talk about right now, but
he would go on to do many things.
Yeah. It's just awesome. So 8 out of 10. And if you ask me, how could you do that compared to, today's horror movie, blah, blah, blah. It's, again, I'm picturing it back at that point in time.
For
what they had with regard to their limitations in production, as Javier mentioned, and what they were able to do, how they were able to turn it around, and how they were able to cement themselves in this genre. So yeah, 8 out of 10. I agree with you guys completely.
I like it. Would be like the Saw or a Scream of
right.
its day or something.
Yeah, modern
like
day
that.
Saw. Yeah. Right, something like that.
When something comes out like that,
Right.
Audience notices and it becomes like a thing, like on a cultural,
or I guess more
icon type thing.
The Conjuring universe, you could say.
Oh, the Conjuring.
That's on several.
Something
right,
like
kind of
that,
or maybe you can even kind of not compare it to, but you can kind of label it as like Insidious kind of. Maybe. Right. Even though Insidious only went 3 chapters deep.
I haven't really seen any of those.
The first one's good. Second
it's
two.
more comparable to The Conjuring because there have been several movies and several spin-off movies. It's made its own little cottage industry.
Yeah.
Much like Halloween made a series of movies and influenced movies that came after.
Yeah.
A lot of things have been.
It's a staple.
Yeah.
It's stapled itself into the industry.
Yeah. It's a staple of the community. Yeah. It's
movie
it's
and horror genre industry.
Yeah, it's cool. It's a cool thing, and I don't like a lot of 70s flicks. I don't. 80s.
What?
Not that I don't like them.
Common is that?
No, I'm not like, okay, so I'm more fond of 80s flicks. Like, I can, you got Terminator, you got Predator, you got Goonies. You can keep going. The list can go on, right? Breakfast Club.
Aliens.
You can go on with the 80s movies.
has all kinds of movies.
80s has like but I
70s
can't.
is more sprinkled out.
I can't spit off. I can't like just rattle off that many 70s movies that I'm like, holy shit, you have to watch this. You know what I mean? That's what I mean. That's
true.
Yeah, that's what I mean. This definitely.
Godfather Part 2.
Godfather Part 2. Now, if you even go back,
Alien, the original Alien.
I think that was in the 80s.
No, Alien was like 79, I believe.
Really? Okay, well, if that's the case, then count me out for
Aliens
that
definitely
one.
in 70s, and then there are sequels in the 80s, right?
Yeah.
Aliens with an S.
Yeah.
Star
Aliens.
Wars,
Yeah.
77.
Star Wars.
What else we got?
Empire Strikes Back was 79.
80, I believe.
80.
Yeah.
Oh.
Clockwork Orange was, I believe, 71.
Oh yeah, Clockwork Orange. Was it most of Kubrick was in 70s?
Not especially. I'm trying to think of what he did after Clockwork Orange. Yeah, Lolita, Dr. Strangelove, 2001 were all the 60s.
Oh yeah.
Full Metal Jacket was the 80s.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. The Shining. What year was The Shining?
Jeez, I don't know. 70s.
Was it 70s? I don't believe so.
69.
Where did
Yeah, I don't know. I should know that.
Where did John Daniels wander off when we need him?
Oh, he knows Shining.
Yeah, he would know by heart. 1980. The Shining was 1980.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it's kind of like a turning point. But I believe Alien was 79. Few other things going on, but yeah, as he was saying, I would think the 80s were like, especially 84 seemed to be like a banner year for cinema.
Yeah, 80s is definitely a lot more movies that I can just rattle off the top of my head. 70s, yeah, it's more sprinkled throughout. Just like hit and misses throughout.
It just
the
goes
decade.
back to generational differences, I suppose.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah.
Is the turning point for cinema.
Turning point.
Wait, guys, you lost me. Wait, are we still on 70s movies here?
Yeah, we're talking about 70s stuff.
We're kind of trailing off here. So
hold on. So let me think. So, okay, just going back real quick. While we're still on the horror genre, I just have to mention and pay tribute to the original Night of the Living Dead. And I think that was even 59.
I love that movie.
Is that 59? Does anybody know?
I think it was 60.
I have the Blu-ray like within arm's reach. I just don't want to get
it was
up.
60 something.
I don't want to get up and go look through it, and it was either late 50s.
68.
68.
Oh, 68.
Right.
The original Night of the Living Dead?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
George Romero. But like Halloween, is that in common?
Which we should do.
Oh yeah. Oh, definitely, dude.
Very,
Yeah, definitely.
Limited production budget. Again, is almost an indie film, like just like this.
Yeah,
was.
I love that movie.
It was,
just the making of it, just
Right.
how it came together.
It seems to be a recurring theme. You can make a classic movie.
Actually,
exactly.
the first zombie.
It's like Evil Dead too. It's like if you want to make a movie, go and make your movie.
The first
gotta make it happen.
The first credited zombie in, I guess, movie horror history actually passed away. I think it was either like the last year or 2 years ago. The first zombie you see in the original Night of the Living Dead.
Oh, really?
The dude, the actor.
Oh, the actor.
He just passed away.
Oh, wow.
I think within the past past 24 months.
Oh, damn.
I'm sorry, I don't know his name, but I did remember reading that, and I was like, oh shoot,
You didn't get back up again?
No, and unlike the movie, he did not get back up again. So, okay. I guess that's it, right, guys?
He will when I watch that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll be walking around.
Yeah.
All right, but yeah, just solid 8 out of 10 all around.
Yeah, 8 out of 10 all around.
Solid 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
Just
solid effort,
in general, movie and horror genre.
And in keeping in with the Halloween
cultural
spirit.
icon, just like still digging away.
Right. They're still making movies today. I mean,
making
40 years
still
later.
pumping them out.
Yeah,
like
still popping them out.
2020.
Yeah.
Like coming on. Like,
Right.
yeah. I mean, you give it to a movie.
So pretty much
40, 50 years ago.
It's the Star Wars of horror, I guess.
Shit.
One could argue that. Yeah, I totally agree.
Still making Star Wars movies 40 years on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Still making Halloween movies 40 years on.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. All right, guys. So like I said, we recommend here at BlueRayDismay, recommend that everyone of you listening watch the original 1978 Halloween.
The night he came home.
Right, the night he came home. Okay, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Catch us next week. We will continue on with the Halloween season, not specific to the series, but specific to the horror genre.
And what do we got next in the pipeline?
I think we're doing Nightmare on Elm Street.
All right.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yep. All right, guys. Thanks again for listening. We will catch you next time. See you later.
Have a good one.